Hey guys, Darth Lork here, back with part 14, I think, of our If My Heart Had Wings playthrough. So last time, the plot got real, if memory serves. Everything hit the fan, man. I think they took the plane, they took the glider away from us, at least one of them, I don't know which one. Kotori got injured. Her family found out about it. Her dad was upset. He's on the fence about taking her back home. She was going to have a discussion with him. We felt like Hibari was a filthy traitor. There was a lot going on last episode, so lots of plot developing. And, it was quite the roller coaster. Quite the emotional roller coaster, to be sure. And, but we're back now, and that's what matters. So, I just got off work, just got home, and feeling a little overheated. It is roasty toasty outside, and I'm feeling it. Feeling a little bit like I've been burned alive. So I'm drinking. I have a cranberry juice with me, and I have my water with me. So I will probably try and remember to sip upon those. And I do have my couple of fans blowing on me. Nothing new there. But yeah, hopefully all is well. I'm also trying to find a better position because this chair, once upon a time, I used to think it was comfortable, and, but crap, dude, ever since I got the other chair that I have, this one is, it feels like the least among them, which is funny, because the chair I'm sitting in, it was basically like a DX Racer, more or less, but it's like a off-brand, it's like a GT Racing or something, and it was the first, and I, at the time, I was like, well, every streamer and YouTuber sits in these, so it must be comfortable, right? And at the time, it took an adjustment, but then I got used to it, and then I really liked it. And then every other chair seemed less by comparison. But I got this a few years ago. And then, then I moved, and I needed another chair, because the way that my new place was set up, I'm like, okay, I need another chair, one for my Xbox, and then one for my PC, area, And so then I got another chair, and this one was super cheap. And then the one I'm sitting in was like $150, I think, $125. I think maybe it was closer to $100, but it was somewhere in there. And then when I moved up here, I'm like, I just need a chair. It doesn't have to be crazy. I just need a chair. So I just went to it's like a Goodwill equivalent, basically. So basically like a thrift store. And I went to this thrift store. I found a chair for $10, and it was very comfortable. And honestly, it beats the brakes off of the chair I'm sitting in. So ever since I got that other chair, I sat in it almost exclusively, and I neglected my basically my DX Racer pretty much. I neglected it, and so then now that I got a new corner desk, and so my arrangement is very different than it was. Now I have to use both chairs because the chair I'm sitting in now, my DX Racer, I can't get it around my desk, so it's pinned in this corner. So it is what it is. I have to have the two now rather than switching between the two like I was before. So now so when I'm playing Xbox, I can sit in my really comfortable, super, thrift store chair. And when I'm not, and when I'm at my PC, I have to sit in this one. So I've been thinking about switching chairs, and in the future, I might do that at some point. Get rid of my GT Racing, my DX Racer, basically, and get a really cushy chair, one that I can sit Indian style in, because that's how I sit in that other chair all the time. So I sit in that chair the same way the whole time. So I need to be able to do that, and now that I realize how comfortable that is for gaming, I want to switch out my DX Racer, so I will probably get rid of it, and then I'll get something else and I don't know exactly what yet, but I'll get something else, something that's very soft and comfortable, because this one, it's supportive, but I feel like it neglects comfort, because it's supposed to be whatever supportive, and it's leather, and it has no give, so it's the cushion itself isn't very cushiony. It's like sitting on a brick. It's very not comfortable. So, whereas my other chair, it's very old school. It's very, 90s is what it feels like. So, whatever it is, it's very comfortable. So, I'm going to be upgrading chairs at some point. Switching chairs, because this chair I'm sitting in now is killing me. It's the reason I don't do, it's the reason I'll be, switching my legs around and stuff. It's just because it's not great. Anyway, talk about chairs aside, though. Sorry, I got completely distracted. I was sipping on my cranberry juice and I got completely distracted. Anyway, so the very last thing that they did is when the glider got taken away from them, now they're looking to break. I assume they're going to try to break the glider back out of the school. Again, this will be the second time they've stolen the glider. And, I mean, depending on how you feel about the whole stealing thing, because technically, depending on which one it is, they built it. So, a lot of it with their own money and materials, in a lot of the cases. So, it's really, both of them are pretty much theirs. One of them is definitely theirs, because they built it from scratch. And the other one is probably theirs too. But regardless, so I'm assuming they're trying to get the help of the student council, in this case Mabo. I'm assuming they're trying to get the help of the student council so they can steal the glider back from the school. So that's what I assume they're about to do. Anyway, what? No. I told Mabo my plan after he took me to the school. He wasn't taking the idea well. Please, you gotta do something.
なんとかってお前。今度バレたらただじゃ済まないんだぞ。
What do you mean something? It's not gonna be pretty if we get caught this time. I won't say that you told me, please.
なこと言っても、こないだのも俺だってバレてるし。
You say that, and I still got in trouble last time. I was only asking that he help me find where the glider was being stored, that's all. Since he's part of the student council, he can get in places most students can't.
だいたいお前らだって今度逆らったらどうなるかわかんねえんだろ。
I mean, probably arrested or something. You guys have no idea what you're gonna do if you get caught this time, do you? Nope.
やめとけって。もうお前ら無茶しすぎだ。
Man, you gotta stop this. You guys always go too far.
たかが空飛ぶ飛ばないって話だろ。どうしてそこまでやるんだよ。
It's just a question of flying or not, right? Why are you going through all this trouble? Well, you see, I stopped mid-sentence.
お前まさか何も考えずにやってんのか？
Are you telling me you don't even know why you're doing this? No, I just hadn't sat down and put all my thoughts together, that's all. I could try to do it, but there is just no way to really put it into words. I don't know the best way to say it, but, well, it feels like if I don't do it, I'd be betraying myself. I really worked so hard on this. How could I possibly betray my own hard work? Remembering the time Kotori and I stared straight up at the sky, this is exactly what I didn't want to betray. That is exactly what I didn't want to betray, sorry. He tilted his head to the side with a confused expression on his face. Suddenly he sighed.
お前ってやっぱかっこいいな。
You sure are great. He's like, what?
昔からさ、お前とかアゲハはやっぱ俺とは違うよ。
It's always been this way. You and Agaha are so different from me. Really. Now it was my turn to be confused.
俺からすりゃ、お前らが憧れでずっと見上げて生きてきたってことだよ。
I've been admiring you two for almost all of my life. Really. Mabo gave me a frustrated look as I nodded, only half understanding what he was saying.
わかったよ。手伝ってやる。
Okay, I'll help you. Really?
幼馴染ってやつはつれえな。ずっと一緒にいるとバカが映っちまう。
We've been friends for too long. I think your crazy's rubbing off on me.
ただし、絶対にあかりさんにはバレないように頼むぞ。もしバレたら俺の恋の行方が。
But do not let Akari find out about this. If she finds out...
何のご相談かしら。
Uh-oh. What are you two talking about? Huh? Just silence. Yeah, that's... It's a bad look, dude. Why would you care if she was like... It's pretty sketchy, dude. You're like, don't look suspicious, and he just screams. Why are you here?
ここ、学校よ。
This is school, isn't it? That's true. But it's summer vacation.
クラブハウスの修繕費の見積もりを今日中に出さないといけないのよ。
I have to submit the estimate repair cost for the clubhouse today. She spoke in a jaded tone. Akari really is a hard worker.
というわけだ。悪かったな、葵。力になれなくて。
That's just how it is. Sorry, I couldn't be any help. What? What happened to the way you were just acting until a few minutes ago? Well, obviously he can't act friendly with us around Akari, obviously.
分かってくれよ。俺にとってあかりさんはお前らとの腐れ縁より何百倍も大事なんだ。
You gotta understand, my relationship with Akari means a whole lot more to me than you guys. Yeah, that I believe. Akari looked at the two of us, whispering with an emotionless look on her face.
私も水瀬君にお話があったんだけど、何やらお取り込み中のようね。
I have something to talk to you about, Aoi, but it seems you're busy at the moment.
いえいえ、こいつとの話はもう終了したんで。な、葵。
No, don't worry, we're done talking, isn't that right, Aoi? No, we're not. But anyway, what is it you wanted to talk about? Akari wanting to talk to me wasn't exactly a common thing. That's true.
ハバネさんのこと聞いたわ。
Ah, I heard about Kotori. Yeah, everyone has.
とても残念だけど、我々生徒会はあなたたちをかばうことはできません。
Well, hey, your heart's...
力になれなくて ごめんなさい。
Sorry, long pause than I expected. Anyway, her heart's in the right place. It's totally fine. It's unfortunate, but the student council cannot protect you. I'm sorry we couldn't be any more help. I understand. That's how it was from the start. Anyway, I should be the one apologizing. Sorry about all the trouble we caused you. Akari had approved the soaring club, which had made her take on responsibility for it.
それは構わないわ。私が信念に基づきやったことだから。
I don't care about that. I did it because I believed in you.
ただ、こうなってしまったことは残念だけど。
However, it is unfortunate that this happened.
私も見たかったわ。あなたたちのグライダーが飛ぶところを。
I also wanted to see you all fly that glider. Akari was looking out the window as she spoke to me.
望月先輩が何年もかけて追いかけていたものが何なのか。
What has Amane been after all these years?
それが結実するところをこの目で見てみたかった。
I wanted to see the results of all that with my own eyes. Akari,
お話というのはそれだけよ。
that's all I have to talk to you about. Akari's business persona had returned. When she was finished, she turned around and walked to the hallway. After a few steps, she stopped. She stood still with her back still faced to us. I think she's probably making a mental decision of just telling us where the glider is. He's like, what?
あかりさん
Akari? She suddenly turned around and walked towards us.
昨日飛岡先生たちが何やら大きなものを持って帰ってくるのを見かけたわ。
Aw, she has decided which team she's on just now. You saw that. Yesterday, I saw Mr. Tabioka and some other teachers bringing something big to school. Huh?
中身は知らないし特に興味もないのだけれど、どうやらそれはグラウンドにある体育遊具室に保管したみたい。
I don't know what it was, and I don't really care, but it seems that they put it in the gym storeroom located out on the sports field. I told you, dude, she's just decided her allegiances.
あそこならしっかりと鍵がかけられますからね。
The door to that is always kept tightly locked. Thanks, but why are you...
深い意味はないわ。世間話よ。
No reason.
悪いかしら。
No reason. Can't we chat a little? Saying that in an irritated tone, she turned around again.
それじゃ。
Goodbye. This time, she actually left. Thank you. I stared at the ground, completely dumbfounded. Why did she tell me that? Bro, please tell me you're like saying it like you can't believe she did it and not that you don't actually know.
さあ飛岡のやり方に相当ムカムカ来てたからな。ああ見えて怒ると怖いんだ。
Well, what Mr. Tabioka did was pretty despicable. It's both infuriating and scary. The gym storeroom. Alright, let's go, partner.
勝手に人を相棒にすんな。
Who you call a partner? I headed off to the sports field, almost pulling Mabo behind me. I still think Mabo's kind of a turncoat, dude. Just like not hanging out at all with his old friend group, always acting like he doesn't like us, even though obviously he does. He's like a male tsundere, which is just the most unlikable character type. A male tsundere, dude, forget it. Absolutely not. It's tolerable in certain amounts in like females, obviously, in anime, but like I just like the only and even then my tsundere tolerance is not very high, and it has to be done in like a charming way, you know. And for Mabo, it's just annoying. It's just an annoying character trait. What's up with that? Anyway, as expected, the storeroom was locked. I did a quick inspection of the warehouse and took my leave. Well, at least we learned where it's being kept. Now we can get it back when we have to. That's true. Of course, that is a huge risk to take. Also true. I rushed back to the secret base deep in thought. As I was walking up a slight hill, I glanced at the sky over the lake. He's like, is the sky purple? Boy, it sure is. Hey, look, guys, the sky's purple. The morning glory's coming tomorrow. I began to run. Yup. The morning glory's coming, guys, tomorrow, which means they have to get this settled tonight.
まるで朝焼けみたい。
Yeah, morning glory's coming tomorrow, which means tonight they have to get everything settled. Wow, that's beautiful. It's just like a sunrise.
ねえ、アゲハ先輩。あれって。
Hey, Ageha, is that?
ええ、多分。そうだと思う。
Yeah, probably. At least I think so. I mean, yeah, man, the sky's not that purple all the time. He's like, oh my god, I'm so tired. I ran down the hill towards the runway. I placed my hands on my knees and tried to catch my breath. My cell phone had been ringing for some time now. Well, check it, dude. I answered it without checking to see who was calling. Hello?
Aoi, 空を見て。
Huh? Aoi, look at the sky. I can see it. Standing in the middle of the runway, I had a clear view of the sky. Yup, it's purple, all right. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, for sure, dude. The eastern sky was a bluish purple. To the west, the sky was the same orange that it always was at sunset. This is what we've been waiting for all this time. The sky we had been yearning for, praying for. Staring at the beautiful gradient of the bluish purple to the deep vermilion, my body began to tremble. I was suddenly overjoyed, excited, and impatient. Each second, a new feeling welled up inside me. This is all awesome and everything, but like, you don't have a way of launching the plane reliably, and you don't have a plane to launch. So, that's a problem. There's a couple of roadblocks in the way.
ねえ、あれって間違いないよね。
Hey, it has to be. Yeah, it's the sign. The morning glory's coming. I know. It's happening. Oh, it's happening, man. Which means that, yeah, they're gonna have to get all this, like, glider stuff settled. They also have to figure out the whole launching it thing. It has to be possible. Because, they don't have a winch, obviously.
葵がいない間に他の方法も調べてみたんだけど、どれも今から準備するには厳しいわ。
We tried to find another way while you weren't here, but it's hard to do preparations now. Agaha searched for other ways to launch besides a winch or rubber cord, but she couldn't find something we could do in time, even though the signs have come.
もうちょっと調べてみる。
I'll try and look some more. Okay, I'm counting on you. As I was saying that, I pulled out my phone to check for messages. No new messages was displayed on the screen. Ever since then, I hadn't heard from Kotori. Had she already discussed it with her father? Since I hadn't heard anything, it probably meant nothing had been decided. Nothing had been decided, but I decided to write a message to Kotori. I saw a sign just now. The morning glory is coming tomorrow morning. She will definitely come back. Knowing that, I press send. Here's hoping that works. Dinner's here. Asa and Yoru came back, each holding a big shopping bag.
おお、おかえり。
Oh, hey guys.
おにぎりがあんまりなかったからサンドイッチを買ってきたわ。
There weren't many rice balls, so we got sandwiches instead.
あと姉さんがおやつをたんまりと。
And Asa bought a whole bunch of snacks.
ご苦労さん。
Thanks. We were gonna stay here tonight. Well, I mean, that gonna make sense. They have preparations to do. They have to figure out how they're gonna get all this going before tomorrow morning. I had the two of them go stock up for our siege.
そっちはどうですか？
How are things going here?
どれも今からじゃ厳しそう。
Things are probably gonna be a bit difficult from here on out. Yeah, you're gonna have to break into the school like tonight. Or get another plane or something.
ということは。
And figure out how to take it off even if you do manage to steal a plane tonight. Which means...
今のところ残された方法は
The
ゴム柵だけってことね。
The only way left is using the rubber cord. Yoru looked devastated.
小鳥先輩はどうなったんでしょう。
What happened with Kotori? Agaha looked at me. I shook my head to reply. Haven't heard anything yet.
モーニンググローリーがもう来ちゃうのに。
And the morning glory will be coming so soon.
ひばりさんに頼んでみたらどうかな。モーニンググローリーが来てる間だけこっちに連れてきてほしいって。
Man, I don't want to rely on Hibari. She's trouble, man. Like, no way. Absolutely not. Filthy traitor. Why not try asking Hibari? She could bring Kotori here just for the morning glory. I'm gonna wait a bit longer. If I don't hear back, I'll do that. If that sign was correct, the real thing was coming tomorrow morning. Even then, it would only be for about 2, maybe 3 hours.
けどそれもグライダーが飛べたらの話よ。機体もない。離陸もできないじゃん。意味ないわ。
Yeah, even if you get the glider. Like, I mean, there's so many roadblocks in the way. Of course, that's only if we can fly the glider. Without it, we can't take off, so it doesn't mean anything.
だよね。
Yeah, it's a problem.
皆さん、ご飯にしませんか？
See, Asa knows. She's like, for one thing, let's eat so we're not hungry. Then we can think. Asa seemed to try to perk us up just as we were getting down. Yeah.
そういや、もうお腹ペコペコだわ。
Now that you mention it, I am getting hungry. Without realizing it, our normal mealtime had long since passed. Everyone started to take whatever they wanted out of the shopping bags. While waiting for her instant noodles, Agaha searched for a picture of the rubber towing cable found earlier in the day. A huge crowd of people pulled on the cord and the glider rose only a few scant meters. That was a simple, light glider. Our two-seater would never be able to get in the air by this method. Everyone stared at the screen, half having given up.
これはなんだ
Oh my god. I love how Amane is just there, like unannounced. Hey, what's that?
これはゴム柵栄光の。うわ
It's a rubber towing cable. Whoa! All of a sudden, there was Amane peeking over Agaha's shoulder to see the computer screen. Amane, when did you get here? Placing her helmet on the desk, she answered while looking at the screen.
さっきだ。 入ってきても誰も気づかないからちょっとだけ傷ついたぞ。
Well, she like comes in like a ghost, dude. Like, she doesn't announce herself at all or like knock or anything. Anyway, not that I'm saying she has to knock. She's like, you know, the alpha member. I'm just saying. Anyway, just a little while ago, I'm a little hurt that nobody noticed when I came in. We had been staring at the screen so hard we didn't even notice she'd arrived. That's true.
この作栄光。こんなやり方もあったのか。
A rubber towing cable? Huh, I didn't know you could do it that way too. She seemed genuinely interested. I guess there are things even she didn't know. Well, she's not like all-knowing. I mean, she's very smart and very intelligent, but she's not all-knowing. She's not omnipotent. Anyway, she began looking at all the resources Agaha had brought up.
なるほど。
I see, aha!
面白いなこれ。でもこれじゃあ私たちのグライダーは飛ばないな。
This is interesting, but it won't make our glider fly. My heart sank as soon as the words came out of her mouth. I know, I mean, we've all been thinking it. If Amane Mochizuki says it's impossible, it's impossible.
どうした？暗い顔をして。
What's wrong? Why do you look so sad? Well, the truth is, I told Amane about the broken winch.
そうだったのか。
Is that right?
それで他の発行方法を探していたんです。
So that's why I was searching for another method. Amane began looking at the resources again. This time she was serious. I guess it's nearly impossible?
そうだな。
It is. Amane grunted at the screen. I guess it is impossible.
そういえば小鳥はどうしたの？
By the way, what happened to Kotori? She spoke as if she had just remembered about her. A shocked look came across my face. That's right, with everything that had happened, I forgot to tell Amane about Kotori.
今日退院してくる予定だったよな。
She's supposed to leave the hospital today, right? Yeah, she's behind. Agaha was looking worried. Oh, yeah, she didn't seem to have any major injuries. She seems good.
そうか。よかった。
Really? That's good. But after that, I explained to her what happened after Kotori left the hospital.
そんなことがあったのか。
So that's what happened.
それでまだ連絡はないのか？
And you haven't heard anything from her yet? Right, nothing yet. Amane began looking worried again.
さっき予兆が見えただろ。それでこっちへ来てみたんだ。
You saw the signs earlier, right? That's why I came here.
きっと小鳥が飛ぶんだろうと思って。
I thought for sure Kotori would be flying.
でもそうか。小鳥は飛べないのか。
But, so she won't be able to fly.
もし小鳥が無理でも飛ぶところを見せてあげたくていろいろ探してみたんですが。
We've been searching for a way, so even if Kotori can't fly, we could at least show her. We've been pretty much ready to give up.
残された方法はこのゴム柵だけということか。
This rubber cord seems to be the only way left.
滑走路にジャンプ台をつけるのはどうでしょう？
What if we attach a jump ramp to the runway? Asa suddenly spoke up. Everyone then turned their attention to her.
ゴムで引っ張りながらジャンプ台をグライダーがこう。
Then while everyone is pulling, the glider is like this to the jump ramp. She began to explain with shaking hands. Basically, there would be a jump ramp on the runway and the glider would be shot up the ramp.
うまくいけば少なくともこの動画よりは高く飛べそうね。
If it goes well, at the very least, it should still fly higher than in the video.
でしょ？
Right? Amane shook her head.
加速が足りない。仮に5、6メートルくらいまで上がれたとしてもすぐに失速してしまう。
Even if you have there won't be enough acceleration. Even if you get it up to 5 or 6 meters, it'll lose speed too quickly.
ジャンプ台を登るために勢いも犠牲にしてるしね。
Too much force would have to be sacrificed to get up the ramp to begin with.
ダメですか。
So it's no good.
ジャンプ台を作るのは今すぐ取り掛かればギリギリいけなくもないかな。かなり無茶だけど。
Even making a jump ramp, if we started now, we'd probably barely be able to make it in time. It's pretty much impossible. Basically, the glider would have to go up at least 10 meters after it hit the ramp. If there isn't a strong lift right at the end of the ramp, there's really no point at all. Everyone was deep in thought.
上昇気流を発生させる方法があればいいわけか。
If there was only a way to create a lift, that or have it go off a cliff, maybe that would do something. Just as I had about given up, I'm assuming it's supposed to be heard. I heard a clap of excitement come from Amane.
ああ、それでいいじゃないか。
Ah, that'd work. Everyone looked at her in confusion.
そうかそうか。何も滑走路から飛び立つ必要はないんだな。
Right. There's no need to have anything to fly off of from the runway.
いやでも危ないんじゃ。
But that's dangerous. Even if we were to start to fly like that, if we couldn't have a lift at that point, what would even happen? The drop would cause acceleration, but if there was no way to rise after that, it'd be completely pointless. If the glider was still high enough after it accelerated, that would be fine, but there would have to be from a really high cliff, basically impossible. However, suddenly Amane stood up. Spoke up, sorry.
それで行こう。そうしよう。
Okay, let's go with it, and try it out at least. She began nodding her head as if it's already been decided.
紙と書くもの。
Let's see, I need paper and something to write with.
はいどうぞ
Here you are. Taking paper and a pen from Asa, Amane began to write furiously.
機体重量がおよそ 280kg。2人の体重が合計 100kg として。
The glider itself is about 280 kilograms, plus the two of them, which weigh about 100. The paper began to fill up with mathematical equations and diagrams.
紙。
Paper? Here. Asa laid down another sheet for Amane, who hadn't even lifted her head.
それじゃ足りないわ
That won't be enough. Yoru grabbed a bundle of paper and plopped it down in front of Amane. Without even looking up, Amane took more paper and kept on writing.
トランスモードだ。久しぶりに見た。
She's in a trance. I haven't seen her like this for a while. Amane had an intense look of concentration on her face. This was exactly like the first time I met her, and she was staring at the drawing board. When she's like this, she'll even forget that she's hungry, and she's quite the eater.
ふむふむ。なるほどね。その手があったか。
I see, that is a possibility. Yoru was nodding along in agreement as she read through the sheets of paper Amane was producing. Then,
時間がもったいない私も手伝うわ
it feels like I'm just wasting time. Here, I'll help too. Saying that, she sat down next to Amane and began scribbling out equations. I couldn't believe my eyes. Huh? You're gonna help?
一体何が始まっているの？
What is going on here?
なんだかちょっと怖いです
I don't know, but it's a little scary. Unable to follow along with what was going on, we just watched in amazement. Yeah, I mean, who knows, man? You got me, dude. Not smart enough to help them with that. With whatever they're doing. Scribble, scribble. The scratching sound of both pens went on and on, almost without a single pause. Both Amane and Yoru kept on writing without saying a word. Though I'm assuming it's supposed to be the way they were working, it almost seemed as if they were communicating in an entirely different language. We, that is Agaha, Asa, and myself, stayed back and had our own conversation. From what I heard from Akari, the glider should be in the gym storeroom. There's one sturdy lock on the door. It's not something you could just hit and break open.
あそこならセキュリティはないわね。
But there isn't any security there.
となると、問題はその鍵か。
Which means the only problem is the lock.
飛岡先生見張ってるんじゃないでしょうか
Like, do you think this? I mean, this dude is already a super duper huge asshole. That's no surprise. But like, how evil is he? Is he evil enough to like stand in front of the door all night? Seems unlikely. Anyway, Mr. Tapioca probably isn't watching over it, right?
ありえるわね。あのおっさんなら。
That old fart very well may be. Without a winch, he'd think we can't fly. There's no way he's still worrying about us. With Amane working this hard, perhaps something might happen after all. Now all that's left is to take back the glider.
鍵をなんとかしたとしてどうやって運ぶんですか
Even if we take care of the lock, how are we going to move the glider?
そこなのよね。あんちゃんに頼めれば楽なんだけど。
If Anshan could help, that would work. This might be too much, though. What we're doing could get us arrested if things don't go perfectly. I know, that's what I was thinking. Since we're students, the school would probably handle disciplining us. That wouldn't be the case for Anshan. Everyone was already prepared to be punished by the school. If there was a way to fly, we'd do it. That's how we all felt. We could just move it like we moved it before. There is a bicycle with a wagon attached at the grocer's shop down on Kazumi Shopping Street. It would be difficult, but if we could load the disassembled glider onto the cart, someone could pedal while others pushed. We'd needed a way to do it without the teachers noticing us. Breaking the lock will be noisy. That'll definitely get us noticed.
なるべく音がしない方法で壊すしかないわね。鉄の子じゃ時間がかかりすぎるか。
There really isn't a quiet way to break the lock. We could use a saw, but that might take too long.
針金でこうコチョコチョっと
What if we just take some wire and wiggle it around in the lock and... No, it only works like that in cartoons. The more we talked about different plans, the more realistic it seemed. The possibility of flying the Morning Glory, that is. The glider was taken, our winch was broken, everything had seemed to be over. Even so, there is one thing that's missing. I still haven't heard from Kotori. Yeah, that's the most suspicious of all to me. Looking at the lock, I noticed it was just about to turn to midnight. There was still time until it began, but still, it was getting late. I looked at my cell phone and continued to grow nervous.
Kotori... 遅いね。
Kotori's late.
まだ連絡がないんですね。
We still haven't heard anything. Yeah. Did she read my message? I mean, at this point, they would be like, oh yeah, I actually took Kotori's cell phone from her so she couldn't contact you, and I would not be surprised at this point. I can't imagine she'd remain quiet if she knew that the signs had appeared.
たく、初めて会った時からだけど、人に世話焼かせる子だよ。
Jeez, even when I first met her, I could tell that she was a troublemaker. That's because she's the youngest child. As I was responding with a laugh, my phone rang. Oh, finally. It wasn't a message, it was a call. Hello?
もしもし、葵くん？かなこだけど。
Oh, that's suspicious. Oh, hello, Aoi. It's Kaneko. Kaneko?
さ、今、ひばりさんが来てるんだけど。
Oh. Alright, hell yeah. Yeah, actually, Hibari came here just now?
葵くんに渡したいものがあるって言ってるから、悪いけど、戻ってこられる？
She says she has something to give you, so I'm sorry, but could you come back now? Yeah, I'll be right there. I closed my phone and stood up. I'll be right back. I like he didn't tell him anything. I'll be like, hey guys, Kotori's back at the manor. I'll be right back. I ran up the hill, panting. Why did Hibari come? Is Kotori with her? Oh, right, Hibari, right, okay. Kotori, like, it's her sister. It's not actually Kotori waiting there. Okay, I was thinking something different. What did she want to give me? Probably a shiv, I imagine, like, in the gut. I was out of breath, but I ran on, fueled by my worry. I suddenly heard my cell phone ringing in my pocket. I had a message. It's like Kotori giving you a secret code. Like, don't come, it's a trap. I paused for a second to check my phone. It was from Kotori. The message had no title. I hesitated for a moment and then opened the message. What does it say? I'm sorry I didn't call, but if I talked to you now, I'd probably go crazy. Go crazy? I almost dropped my cell phone. My hands were shaking so much. Steadying my phone with both hands, I continued to read. I talked with my father. I decided to go back to Tokyo. What? Even. I am going to take a break for the rest of summer vacation. I really want to stay in Kazagura, but there is just no way I can keep worrying my parents like this. Oh my god. What? How is this a decision? After reading that, I closed my eyes for a moment. At the same time, I felt both shocked and like I knew this was gonna happen. Oh my god. How the hell? What? Spending this past year with you guys was really fun. It's one of my dearest memories. I wish I had made a photo album. I'm sorry that I caused so much trouble for you all. I want you to fly through the morning glory without worrying about me. That's the only thing I want right now. So, thank you for loving me, Aoi. Even though I'm going back to Tokyo, I won't forget you. The message ended there. Are you freaking serious? A breakup text over... a breakup over text and she's not coming back? Are you even, like... What are you smoking? And don't pass it around, because none of us want any. Oh my god. So what the hell is Hibari gonna give him? Like, oh, is Hibari gonna give him a gunshot to the head to, like, or like just gonna kneecap him just, you know, to put him out of his misery? Like, oh my god, like, maybe she's gonna give him a letter? Like, my only other thought is, like, do you think someone's low enough to fake the message? Like, what if Kotori doesn't really feel that way? Like, what if, like, I don't know, that's so weird. That's so weird. Like it feels like it's a lie. Like it's not true. Like someone's forcing her to write the message, or someone wrote it for her or something. Anyway, what? I held my phone as tightly as I could in my shaking hands. Its plastic casing began to creak. Uh-oh. As soon as I snapped back to reality, I called Kotori. Yeah, I was about to say, like, hell no, call her back.
ただいま電話に出られません。ご用の方はピーという発信音の後に
Yeah, I would not accept that, dude. Like, don't just accept that. Call her back. You make, like, I don't care if she'll go crazy. You make her call you back. Like, don't you dare send a breakup text after our beautiful romance that was so short. Like, you can't just crush his dreams and just move on. This user is currently not available. Please leave a message after the tone. What is going on? Why aren't you answering, Kotori? I yelled without realizing it. With feeling overwhelmingly at a loss, I nearly flung my phone down at the ground. I managed to control myself and instead called a different number. Come on, answer. After calling a ridiculous amount of times, about 20 or so, someone finally answered the phone.
もしもし
Oh my god.
Amane です。
Hello? Kotori?
Aoi.
Aoi? Kotori? Hearing Kotori's voice after what felt like ages, I felt relieved. Oh, so he knew her home number. That's convenient. I had called Hibari's home phone number. Oh, finally. Since Kotori answered the phone, it means she's still there. I read your mail. What happened? My mother collapsed. Huh? It's most certainly not her fault. It's all my fault. My mind went blank for a moment. I had only asked her what happened, albeit in a strong tone, but she seemed to understand what I was talking about. How's she doing? She's still bedridden. When I said on the phone that I was going home, she was so happy she cried. Damn it, Kotori. She couldn't remain strong. They brainwashed her. They got to her. I took all of the responsibility. I was selfish. I wanted to ride the hot air balloon. I caused all this pain to my parents. Because I had that accident, because it's my fault, I caused all these problems for my family. That's not right. I almost said that. However, right now, those words would not console her. I mean, you should say them anyway. I didn't want to do that to my parents again, but I did. I don't want to go home. But if I don't go home, my family would entirely fall apart. I can't let that happen. Like, I can't help but feel like this is not... I mean, this is gonna sound really callous, but like, I don't know how else to say it. I can't help but feel like this is not really her problem. Like, she is a daughter in a family of 4, I assume, right? I think it's the two daughters, and then it's the 2 parents, I think. But I can't help but feel like her family's inability to, like, manage themselves, like her parents not working on their own marriage, and somehow all of it revolving around Kotori, and her sister being so hit or miss depending on if she has your back or not. I can't help but feel like this is not her fault, and this is all very toxic. Like, this is all very toxic relationship. Like, if your family falls apart, it's kind of your family's problem. Like, because they don't have your back, they just guilt trip you into doing what they want, and then, like, I don't know, like, and then it's just like, no, Kotori, you put your dreams and your life and everything you ever wanted on hold because we can't cope without you or whatever. You're like, okay, I feel like a family unit is a unit. Like, as a group, you're supposed to work on things together. You know, your parents, they should be able to have a happy, decent marriage without Kotori being like, you know, having to do everything they wanted. Like, I just don't feel like this is all her responsibility. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It just, like, it's gonna sound, maybe that sounds really horrible, but I'm just saying this seems like a very toxic relationship to me, and it just seems super brutal. Anyway, I'm just saying. But you know, it's going great, basically. Could you do that? Quit school, go back home, and then live like that? I was only answered with silence. After a moment, she sighed. I'm not the same as I was a year ago. Back then, I hated everything and would run away at the drop of a hat. And now I have so many great memories, meeting you, Ageha, Asa, Yoru, Amane, and everyone else at Flying Fish Manor. I made friends at school. Oops, sorry, too fast. Sorry, too fast. I made friends at school and had a wonderful time. I found a boyfriend and fell in love, just like a normal person. You are a normal person. You're not pretending to be one. You are normal. You have challenges, but that doesn't make you any less of a person. Like, her father... Her rotten father and sister got to her, man. Anyway, and I flew.
得られなかったかもしれないものばかり。
All of that was because I met you, Aoi. I did all these things that I had never done before.
もう十分よ。
Oh, that's bullshit. So, I'm okay with this. But there's still one thing you want to do, right? One really big thing. Did you read the message? Did you read the message? We saw the signs. It's coming. In only a few hours, the morning glory is coming.
それは私には過ぎた夢だから。
Oh, bullshit. That dream is over for me. No, it isn't.
あるの？
Yes, it is. What are you talking about? You can fly now. You can do it on your own.
一人じゃ頭にお風呂にも入れないのに。
Seriously? When I can't even take a bath myself?
空を飛べるのだってみんながいてくれるからよ。私一人じゃ飛べないわ。
Man, her stupid rotten parents and her rotten sister got to her, dude. She's been brainwashed. She's been converted. That's not the Kotori I know. Oh man, they got to her. The only reason I could do it was because everyone else helped me. I can't fly by myself. Kotori, I couldn't believe it. She was throwing away everything we worked for. All of our good times together, she was acting as if they never happened. I know. Tears welled in my eyes as frustration coursed through my heart.
葵と過ごせた1年間本当に楽しかった。私にとってきっと一生の宝物だよ。
I really loved being with you this past year. I'll always treasure the memories.
だからもう十分なの。
So, it's enough. It's not enough, Kotori. It's not even close to being enough. My sobbing began to come out through my voice. When did I start crying?
葵は飛んで。
Aoi, you should fly. Sorry, I was expecting more. Aoi, you should fly.
モーニンググローリーは
You should fly through the morning glory. Once again, expecting more. Sorry.
見上げることは私にもできるから。
At least I can look up at the sky. She laughed a little. I could tell she was trying her best to be strong. Bullshit. Or perhaps that was the last thing she thought she could wish for. I noticed she had hung up. I'm like, wow. Wow. Nifty. Oh boy, that's really cool, man. Can't wait to see what Abari has to say. I just come in and drop her, dude. Just slap her across the face and be like, get out of my face, get out of my house, never come back here again.
おかえりなさい。遅かったね。
Hey, Al, you're late.
どうしたの？顔真っ青だけど。
What happened? You're as pale as a ghost. I keep expecting more when there's not more. Like, and then when there's too much, I'm surprised. I don't know. I'm fine. Where's Abari?
小鳥ちゃんの部屋にいる。
In Kotori's room. Oh god, I can't wait. I hope Aoi rips her face off, dude. Enter Kotori's room. I saw Hibari packing. I'm just going and kill her. Just go in and just let her have it, dude. Like, give her a piece of all of our collective minds. Snake. Snake. Traitor. Aoi. Taking one look at me, Hibari seemed to instantly know what was going on. I would just go in and let her have it, dude. She quietly closed a cardboard box packed with Kotori's textbooks. I hate you.
たったこれだけなんですね。
It seems like this is everything. Hibari spoke in a whisper as she looked at the few small cardboard boxes that contained all of Kotori's things. They were mostly filled with clothes and everyday items. The rest had textbooks in them. Aside from the stuffed animals that had been on the bed, Kotori didn't have much personal stuff. She said having lots of stuff was mostly a hassle. Yeah. Hibari seemed extremely sad. Oh, I don't give a shit what Hibari thinks. I completely understood. Oh, shut up. Don't you be understanding. It's only gonna make it worse. Having only a few things made Kotori's own existence seem somewhat small. Hibari was silent. Tears began to form in her eyes. Oh, I'm sure she cares. Whose fault is this? Whose fault is this? I'm sure she's real broken up about it.
どうすることが一番なのか。わからない。
I just don't know what the best thing to do is. I can come up with a few solid suggestions. The first best thing to do is don't betray your sister to your parents. That would have been the first really banger suggestion that I could give you. That's a pretty solid spot to start. Be loyal, don't be such a snake. That's a good one.
私はやっぱりグライダーに乗ることは反対よ。
What the hell you do? Of course I don't want her to fly in the glider. Oh, sorry, I misread that. Of course I read that as of course I want her to. And I was like, oh, the hell you do. At least that's true. She doesn't want her to fly.
あんな事故にあって足が動かなくなってしまったのにまだ空を飛びたいだなんて。
After that accident, after she lost the ability to use her legs, flying again just doesn't seem like the right thing. Look, can we not get into this again? Either Hibari, just drop a line on whatever you have to say and let Aoi leave and grieve, okay? He doesn't deserve this. He doesn't know. I don't know about him, but I don't want to hear her reasoning again. I don't care.
私は小鳥ちゃんがグライダーから降りてくるのを見たとき、心臓が止まるかと思ったわ。
But hey, so long as you guys are happy, right? So long as you're happy and she's safe. All you did was crush Aoi's heart, but it's fine, right? Because they're happy and their lives are better, so screw the rest of us, so it's totally fine. I hate people. When I saw her get off the glider, I thought my heart had stopped.
でも小鳥ちゃんは飛んだんですよね。
But she flew. Yeah, she wasn't scared at all. Even I was surprised by that. If she was nervous about being up in the sky, Kotori didn't show it at all.
私、今でも水瀬さんたちに感謝しているし、風ヶ浦に来てよかったんだって思っています。
I'm still thankful to you guys. I'm really glad she came to Kazagura.
小鳥ちゃんがまた元気になって
Hey,
くれたんだ。
but hey, now she's nice and depressed though, just the way you guys like her. So, have a happy life. Kotori was happy again.
それに、もし小鳥ちゃんが皆さんと同じ夢を見られるのなら応援してあげたい。
Yeah, I want to encourage her, just so long as it's convenient for me. And if Kotori wants to do the same things as you all, I want to encourage her, unless I don't like those things, or it's a Tuesday and I change my mind.
お父さんも本当はそう思っているはずなんです。
I really think my father feels the same way. Saying that, she closed her eyes, sorry. I almost seemed as if she was praying that what she said was the truth.
でももし今ここに残れば、今度こそ家族はバラバラになってしまうかもしれない。
The problem is if she stays here, our family's issue will only get worse. That's kind of your family's problem. I heard your mother isn't doing well?
ただの貧血だろうと言っていました。母はもともとあまり体が丈夫じゃなくて。
It was only a... I don't know what that is. Anemia? Isn't it like being like anemic? Isn't that the word? It's like anemic. I don't know what that tense is or how to say it, but isn't that like when your body's really weak or something and you just collapse from stress or like hunger? I don't know. Again, I don't really know what that is, but like, you know, just as a guesstimate, sort of. Anyway, she's never really been very healthy.
私が実家へ連絡した時、小鳥ちゃんの事故を先に知ったのは母だったんです。
I really don't want to hear about how you called home. You're the reason all of this happened. This is all your fault. When I called home, she was the first to know about Kotori's accident. She would have been healthy as a horse had you not said anything. Just a thought.
その時、父は仕事で電話に出られなくて。
My father was at work and wasn't answering his phone.
病院で父が一晩寄り添って少し良くなったと聞いています。
He stayed at the hospital one night, and I heard she had gotten a little better. Oh. Considering Kotori's condition, her mother's already had to worry more about her than most mothers would. So to hear about the accident and that it was a glider accident must have been a huge shock. Is there any way that Kotori could stay? Is there any way that Kotori could stay? Something other than having her quit school? I was getting agitated and my tone was becoming less kind. Yeah, I don't blame you. However, Hibari only shook her head at me.
父も母も小鳥ちゃんと一緒に暮らすことを強く望んでいます。
All my parents want right now is to have Kotori live with them.
将来どうなるかは分かりませんが、今すぐには。
I would just let Hibari have it, dude. I would so not be nice right now. I don't know what will happen later, but for the time being. But she has things she wants to do. Not just this year, but her entire future. What is going to happen to her? Saying this to Hibari wouldn't change anything. I still couldn't do without saying it. Frickin' finally. An awful silence surrounded us. Suddenly, the little door within the door opened up, and in came a duck.
Quack.
Oh, look. It's the roommateless duck now, sad face. Hat had entered the room and waddled over to Hibari's feet.
ハットちゃん。
Hey, Hat. Hibari kneeled down and patted Hat's back.
Quack.
I don't know why the word back, like, my mind's like, oh, God, what is this? I don't speak this language. It's just English, bro, calm down. Kotori hasn't come back, so he's been searching the dorm for her. Hat always does that on days Kotori's late coming home.
そう。
Really? Yeah, and whose fault is that?
小鳥ちゃんからのことづてで、ハットちゃんをよろしくと言っていました。
Oh yeah, Kotori asked me to tell you to take care of him. Oh, that's really kind of you. You don't have to worry about him. Sure, he'd be lonely, but if you left him alone, he'd find food just fine.
強いのね、ハットちゃんは。
Hat sure is a strong duck. Why are we talking about the duck? Freaking leave, Hibari. I don't like you.
Quack, quack.
Hat seems to enjoy Hibari's petting him. What's gonna happen to Kotori now?
今夜はうちで預かって、明日の朝、父が迎えに来ることになっています。
I'll watch after her tonight. My father's gonna come for her tomorrow morning.
退学などの手続きはすべて父が行いますので、 もうここへは。
He's gonna take care of all of Kotori's withdrawal paperwork. She won't be coming here. Can I see her one more time before she goes? Please, Hibari, please let me see her. He's like, we were dating, you insensitive clod. Hibari stopped petting Hat. Standing up, she pulled something out of her bag.
これを水瀬さんに。
Here, this is for you. I'm assuming it's a goodbye letter or something. She handed me Isuka's navigation diary. Oh, there you go. Yeah, same difference.
もう自分が持っておくべきものじゃないからって。
She said she didn't have any reason to hold on to this any longer.
水瀬さん。
Huh? Oh, yeah.
それとこれも。
And this too. With a strange look on her face, Hibari handed me the thing she was talking about. What is this?
わかりません。水瀬さんに渡してほしいって。
I don't know. She just told me to give it to you. Ah, yes. It was a paper airplane. It was a completely normal paper airplane. I quickly unfolded it, but there was nothing written on the paper.
荷物は後日引き取りに来ますので、それまで置いておいていただけませんか？
We're gonna come back later for her luggage, so can we leave it here until then? Okay. With my head hung low, Hibari looked at me with a bit of worry in her eye. Who gives a shit how much worry she has?
あの子が東京へ戻ったら連絡があると思います。
I'm sure she'll get in touch with you when she's back in Tokyo. Yeah, I'm sure she will.
それまでそっとしておいてあげてください。
Until then, could you just leave it at that, please? I would just storm out right then. I'd be like, oh, fuck this, fuck you. I would have been so beyond angry at this point. Like, I would be irate. I'd be shaking already, for sure. Saying that in an apologetic tone, Hibari left. Good frickin' riddance. One less snake in the house. For a moment, I couldn't move from where I stood. A sudden exhaustion came over me. I didn't have the energy to combat it. Yeah, who cares about morning glory now? What's the point? When love is gone. I threw myself onto my bed. My eyes glanced over at the flight diary I had received earlier. She said she didn't have any reason to hold on to this any longer. This notebook was pretty much Kotori's starting point. After finding it in this room, she then discovered the glider and flew herself. Returning it meant Kotori was saying she had made up her mind. Rather, she was throwing it all away, all of her feelings for the sky. I searched through every page of the notebook to see if she had left a message somewhere. I couldn't find anything anywhere. The notebook was exactly as it was before. I noticed that at the last page, the things I want to do list. Even looking now, there was some ridiculous things written. One was skip school. It seems like she had done that one yesterday by accident. Only the top item, fly through the passage of clouds, was left unchecked. Even that could happen tonight. Even though that could happen tonight.
やりきれないね。
Frustrating, isn't it? Oh my god, Kaneko, you have no freaking idea. Looking up to see who spoke, I saw Kaneko in the doorway. Just as she had said, I was completely frustrated. She had probably heard me and Hibari talking. Kaneko came into the room and sat down next to me.
ふう。
She picked up Hat and put him on her lap.
昔さ、いとこがインコを飼ってたのね。
Years back, my cousin had a parakeet. Is that so?
それがすんごい可愛くてさ。私、その子に会うのが楽しみで、いとこの家にしょっちゅう遊びに行ってたわけ。
It was adorable. I loved that bird so much that I went to my cousins as much as I could.
インコって結構賢くてさ、飼い主に懐くのよ。指や肩に乗ったりね。
Parakeets are...
知ってた？
Sorry, too fast. Parakeets are pretty smart and get attached to their owners, which is why they like to sit on fingers or shoulders. Did you know that? Huh. I wasn't sure why Kaneko was talking about parakeets, but I just quietly listened.
ある時、いとこが新しいインコを買ってきたんだよね。一匹だけじゃ寂しいだろって。
So one day, my cousin bought another one. Apparently, parakeets can get lonely.
私も早速見に行ったわけよ。いやー、あの時はテンション上がったな。まだ子供だって言うからさ。
So I went over as quickly as I could. I was so excited at that moment. I was just a little girl, you know. Huh.
でさ、見ちゃったわけ。羽を切るところを。
But I saw... Oh, sorry, I was waiting for more. But I saw something. I saw the bird's feathers getting cut. Cutting the feathers?
そう。
Right. Kaneko grabbed some of Hat's feathers and flicked them around.
インコを飼う時って羽を切るのよ。先っちょをほんの少しだけね。全部の飼い主がそうしてるわけじゃないみたいだけど。
That seems a little barbaric. Anyway, if you have a pet parakeet, you cut the feathers just a little bit off the tips, although it seems that not all owners do that. Why in the world would you...
私もそう思ったわ。どうしてひどいって。
I thought the same thing. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was terrible.
そしたら急にインコがかわいそうに思えてきて、いとこのうちに遊びに行かなくなっちゃった。
I felt so bad for the parakeet, so I never went to my cousin's house again. That is pretty terrible.
って思っちゃうよね、やっぱ。
That's what I thought, but...
で、それからだいぶしてもうちょっと大きくなってからそうしなきゃいけない理由があることを知ったのよ。
Years later, when I was a little older, I found out there's a reason for doing that. Really? What's that?
そうしないと部屋で話した時、勢いよく飛びすぎて天井や壁にぶつかっちゃうらしいのよ。
If you don't, when they're let loose to fly around the room, they might fly too strong and run into the walls or ceiling.
物が崩れたりもしてインコの怪我のもとになる。それに窓から飛び出してっちゃうこともよくあるし。
They'll end up breaking things or at worst hurt themselves. They could also fly out a window.
ほら、たまに見かけるでしょ。インコ探してますの張り紙。
You know how often you see those flyers for a missing parakeet? I hadn't seen any recently, but just like I had seen them for missing dogs, I had seen a few for parakeets as well.
羽を切ってても少しくらい飛べるし、人に飼われて暮らすならその方が暮らしやすいんだよね。
Oh, okay. So it doesn't like prohibit them from movement, like of their use of their wings. Okay, so it's like it just prevents them from, you know. Okay, that's fine then. I'm okay with that. That's like healthy maintenance for the animal. I'm totally okay with that. All right. I was just under the, I don't know. My mental image was pretty brutal. So anyway, it's fine. If their feathers are cut just a little, the parakeet can still fly, and if they live with people, it makes it easier on everyone.
要は飛べなくするんじゃなくて、世界の狭さに合わせたサイズに羽を調節するわけ。
Yeah, there you go. See, that makes sense. I'm okay with that. It's not so they can't fly. It's so that their feathers match the world that they live in. I see. I had no idea what was part of keeping a parakeet. Cutting the feathers sounded awful, but I guess it's a bit like keeping a collar on a dog.
で、今でも時々考えてしまうのよ。
Even...
さて、
Sorry, too fast.
どっちが幸せなのやらってね。
Even now I think about it, about which way would be better. For the parakeet, right? There are probably some that are happier the way and some aren't.
懐いてる飼い主に可愛がられて、たらふく餌を食って、天敵に襲われない安全な場所でぬくぬく眠れて。
Like, Kaneko, darling, why the hell are we talking about parakeets? I'm waiting for the point to come back around of this is why I'm bringing this up. I can't wait to hear what the point of it all is. To be taken care of by their owner, to always have food, to be away from predators, to always have a safe place to sleep.
幸せなんじゃないかって思うんだけどね。
I suppose that could be happiness, but...
けど、聞けないじゃん。インコの本音なんてさ。
But you don't know. You can't ask a parakeet how it feels. Right. As she commented to Had how he couldn't fly to begin with, she placed him on the floor and stood up.
聞けたらいいんだけどね。インコの気持ち。
It would be nice if you could ask the parakeet how it felt. She left the room looking frustrated. The parakeet's feelings. I can at least look up at the sky. Is that really what Kotori felt? Probably frickin' not. Even if it was that all that she felt? Definitely not. I don't know. At any rate, it seemed that Kotori had already decided her future. Wow. What a shitstorm, dude. Well, who cares about the morning glory now? What's the point? Who cares?
お疲れ様です、先輩。
Thanks, Amane.
ああ、別に疲れてないぞ。
Then, just about the time that summer was about to start...
夜、
Yoru.
何ですか？
Yeah?
ここは任せてもいいかな。私は外を見てくる。
Do you think you can handle things here? I'm gonna go outside to take a look.
ええ、そうしてください。
Sure, go ahead.
疲れてないのか。
Didn't really do much, huh?
葵先輩、遅いですね。
They sure are late. Oh my god, you've no idea.
うん。
でも心配ないよ。必ず戻るって言ってたじゃん。
That sounded like you were convincing yourself, not so much that you believed it. Yeah, but I'm not worried. They said they'd be back. Oh man. It's so much worse than you know. It's so much worse.
はい。
Yeah, they definitely try to convince themselves.
糖分が足りない。姉さん、チョコ。
I just like the shriek of just, my sugar level. Asa, chocolate.
はいはい、ただいま。
Okay, here you are.
ありがとう。あの人、すごいわね。
Thanks. She sure is great, isn't she?
あまねさん？
Amane?
私、自分より頭いい人、初めて見たわ。 本当に天才なのかもしれない。
Ah, Yoru admits it. She admits it. Amane is smarter. I've been saying it from the beginning. She's the first person I've met who's smarter than me. It really seems like she is a genius.
どうなの？いけそう？
So do you think it'll fly?
ええ、多分あの人が外でちょうどいい場所を見つけてきてくれたら。
Probably. If she could find the perfect place for us, that is.
ただまだ裏付けは完璧じゃないわ。休憩終わり。もう一頑張り。
Of course, we still don't have all the support we need. Okay, break's over. Time to get back to work.
あ、葵先輩。
He's not gonna come in with good news, dude. Ah, Aoi.
葵！
Without quite realizing it, I returned to the secret base where everyone was waiting. Agaha ran up to me as soon as I came in.
こっちは行けそうだよ葵。そっちはどうだった？
Oh, sorry. I was waiting for more. Like, I felt like that was way too short. Anyway, it looks like we're gonna be able to do it, Aoi. How about Kotori? Yeah, how about Kotori? How the hell about Kotori? How about Kotori? Thanks for bringing that up. Agaha, give me a hug. I need help. He's just silent.
葵？
Aoi. With saying nothing, I handed over Isuka's navigation diary. Yep, that'll do
何
it.
これ？
What is this? She said she didn't have any reason to hold on to this any longer.
それってどういう？
Which means she's decided to quit school in the middle of summer vacation.
今なんて。
Why now? After hearing about Kotori's accident, her mother collapsed. She said she doesn't want to worry her parents anymore. She said she's done. As I spoke, I could feel tears welling up in my eyes. I took a deep breath to pull myself together. Where's Amane? I was planning to give Isuka's diary to her. I wasn't something I should be holding on to.
今外に出てる。
She went outside just now. Okay, I'll go look for her. Freaking yikes, dude. A strong wind was blowing outside. Due to its shape, strong winds often blow on Windmill Hill. That wasn't the reason this time. When the morning glory appears, the airstream becomes turbulent and strong winds will blow. Looking at the sky, I still couldn't see the cloud formation, although it was clear it was coming. I sat down on the grass. I had no real intention of going to look for Amane. I just couldn't stay in there. I had to get out. I don't blame you. The wind noisily ran up the grassy plain. This is where it all began. I came back home after becoming unable to ride my bicycle. Then the first time I came to this hill, I met Kotori. Her wheelchair had a flat tire and I helped her. That's how it started. A year had passed since then. We lived to I think, isn't it more than a year though? Because it was like a year since the last summer vacation when they did all this initially. So it's really been like I don't know how over a year, but it's been over a year to some degree, even if only a little bit. Anyway, you know, semantics, right? It's been a year plus since then. Anyway, we lived together at each other's sky We lived together as each other's sky-gazing partner. Right, sorry. My brain was like, okay, that's not real. We're good. We argued, yet we always still looked up at the same sky. Please don't get her all wrapped up in your normal person dreams. He says that not even knowing that his daughter feels what his daughter feels when she looks up at the sky. I know, right? They're just horrible, man.
私飛びたい。
I want to fly.
モーニンググローリーを雲の回廊を渡りたい。
The morning glory, I want to fly right through it.
そうしたら取り戻せる気がするの。
If I do, I feel like I can have...
未来が。
Sorry, too fast. If I do, I feel like I can have my future back.
そう未来。私がなくした一番大きなもの。
That's right, my future. That's the biggest thing I lost.
もしモーニンググローリーを飛べれば取り戻せる気がするの。
I feel like if I fly through morning glory, I'll have it back. Well, could Kotori find happiness by going back to her parents' home? I seriously doubt it. Giving up on her dream, throwing away her future. There's no way she'd be happy. Exactly. I wish I could bring her back right now. But that would completely disrupt Kotori's family. Well, I don't really care about Kotori's family, to be honest. This is my family's problem. If I don't go home, my family would entirely fall apart. I couldn't let that happen. Kotori had to decide which one of those things was more important. Without any trouble, she did choose her family. I just wanted to come back. Although I guess that just means I'm being selfish. No, not really. I looked down at the paper airplane that I was given along with Isuka's navigation diary. It was a completely normal paper airplane. There was nothing special about how it was made. There was nothing written anywhere. She had given up on flying, but not the desire to fly. What was that the message? I mean, who knows? It's this unmarked paper airplane. It could mean anything. I picked up the paper airplane and threw it. It quietly glided through the night sky. It fortunately missed a head-on wind that then proceeded to fly towards the hill's bottom and disappeared into the dark. It flies well. Kotori definitely made it. As I was complimenting the paper airplane, I saw someone coming up from the foot of the hill. It was Amane.
これを投げたのは君かい？
Did you throw this? She was holding the paper airplane in her hand. She came over near me and stared out at the lake at the bottom of the hill.
いい風が出てきたな。
Sure is a nice breeze. Yeah.
ちょうどいい場所を見つけた。飛べるぞ、葵くん。
You think Aoi's like, oh, the hell I am. He's like, put Agaha in the cockpit or anyone else. You fly it. He's like, I don't care anymore. I found a really good place. You're gonna be able to fly, I wonder.
なんだか張り合いがないぞ。どうしたんだ？
You seem completely unmotivated. What happened? I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do is. Without realizing it, I'd begun complaining. Amane gave me a perplexed look. I still hadn't told her about Kotori. Of course she'd be confused. Sorry, I'm talking crazy. Forget it.
正しいとか間違ってるとか、私はないと思う。
Right or wrong? I don't think it's either. Huh?
それを決められるのは自分だけだ。だってそうだろ？誰かにとって正しくても、他の誰かにとって間違ってるってことはたくさんあるんだ。
See, that's the truest thing right there. Like, you're never gonna be able to please everybody. Like, that's just something you're gonna have to realize in life. Like, I mean, when I was younger, like, I had this big bad guilt thing where, I mean, and it's still something I struggle with, that I struggle with today. And my whole family does it. It's the reason I have it. It's because it's genetic. All of my family does it. Regardless, it's like a big bad guilt thing where you feel you're super worried and you're super anxious and you feel super guilt driven to do or not do everything. And when I was younger, I let it rule me. I was a teenager and I was super worried about what mom and dad are gonna think, or what this person thought of me, or whatever. And I was super paranoid about it. But then I hit a certain age, and I think I was like 18, 19, when I realized that I'm like, man, I am never gonna be able to please everybody. Someone's always gonna be pissed at me. And the older I got, the more I realized everyone's gonna be pissed at you for some reason. So you might as well just do whatever, whatever is best for you. Like, and just kind of being at zen with yourself as much as you can is the real struggle. That's kind of the takeaway goal. But you're never gonna be able to please everybody, so you shouldn't try. You're gonna burn yourself out. You're gonna go gray before your time, and someone's always gonna be pissed at you. It's a goal you will never ever reach or arrive at. And so, like, with Kotori and like with Aoi and stuff, and like, I mean, with everybody here and in real life, but like, you gotta realize someone's always gonna be mad for some reason, and you can't please everybody. So for Kotori, if I was her, again, and I said this earlier, but I would have seriously thought, what's important to me? What do I care about? What is the long-term effects of this stuff, or whatever? And I would have decided what I thought was best based upon that. And I feel like with Kotori, I feel like she went along too quickly with what everything was happening. And again, we don't see her side, so we don't know how much thought she put into it. But I feel like she got swept up along in it, like really brutally. Like, it didn't have enough time to process and think about all this stuff. And maybe she did, I don't know, and maybe this is still the decision she came to, but I can't help but feel like she got swept up in it and she didn't have enough time to make an informed decision. Because if I was her, it's not the decision I would have made, and I would have realized my family's probably toxic in her case. I'd be like, in her case, I'd be like, my family's toxic. They're not good for me. Like, like I'm never gonna be happy if I'm chained to them because they can't get their lives together. Like, I don't know, like, I would have made different decisions, but anyway, I digress. The only one who can decide is you, right? There are going to be some who think you're right and some who think you're wrong, all sorts.
だから僕は僕にとって何が正しいか他人に決められるのなんてごめんだね。
See, Amane gets it. Hell yeah, that's the reason she's best girl, dude. See, she gets it verbatim. Is that not exactly what I just said? So you have to figure out what's right to you and forget what everyone else says. Hell yeah. See, that's why Amane is best girl. She super gets it.
迷った時は自分の心に耳を澄ませるといい。あんたの正しい答えはそこにある。
See? This best girl speaks, man. This is gospel. Listen up. Anyway, when you don't know what to do, you need to listen to your heart. That's where your right answer is. Hell yeah. Well, I stared blankly at the poetry coming out of Amane's mouth. I know, right? That was straight up poetry.
イスカが私に言った言葉だ。
Well, Iska was a smart girl. She knew things. That's what Iska said to me.
驚いたよ。それまで私はどんな問題にも 正しい答えは一つだと思っていたから。
I was surprised. Up until then, I always thought there was just one right answer to every problem I had. You know, that just makes sense for a Iska quote. That just makes sense. Based upon the little we know about Iska, she just seems like the type of person that, like, follows her heart, chases her dreams, you know? The type of person to, like, do all this gliding stuff when that club wasn't even active in their school. Like, she's that type of person. And I think that shows. So that just makes sense as an Iska quote. That just makes so much sense.
天才だろ、イスカは。
Isn't she a genius? Yeah, seems like it.
だから君も自分の心に耳を傾けるといい。
So, you need to listen to your heart.
私はバカだから今もあまり上手にできないんだけどな。
Me? I'm an idiot. I still can't really do that all so well. Sounding embarrassed as she spoke, Amane handed the paper airplane to me.
さて、フライトプランを練り直すか。
Well then, I guess I'll start the flight plan over again. She stood up and headed off to the secret base. As I watched her walk away, a light went on in my head. Suddenly, I remembered everything from that moment. The first time I met Kotori. Ah, yes. 13 episodes ago. Isn't that the episode one? 14? Actually, I think this is episode 14. So, 14 episodes ago was when we saw this. A white paper airplane had gently flown over my head. It was almost as if one of the windmill blades detached and flew through the air. I picked it up, climbed up the hill, and then... That's where it all began. There she is! The first time we met her! Hello, Kotori. Back when she was bitter and hateful, I met her. A girl in a wheelchair with a sense of innocence about her. She was staring wistfully up at the sky. As the wind came and blew her long hair, she ran her fingers through it. A black-haired girl in a white blouse sat with a scenery of windmills and a blue sky surrounding her. It was like staring at a painting. So true. So it got to you. As she said that, tears began to well in her eyes. She had thrown the paper airplane. What did she say then? That way, if there is someone who can get my SOS and come here for me. SOS. My body trembled. I looked at the perfectly plain paper airplane. Could this really be an SOS? Oh, that's true. Do you think that was a reference to when we first met her? Was this Kotori calling out for help? It probably wasn't. Yeah, it's kind of wishful thinking. I wish since I want to see her so bad, I'm probably connecting the dots in my head. However, if she is, I'm too late. I'm assuming it's if it is, I'm too late. I stood up and ran in the opposite direction of the secret base. Hell yeah, dude, it's time to make a stand. It's time to get the girl. Hell yeah, dude, the music kicks in, let's do this. I pulled up my cell phone as I ran.
もしもし、葵？
Hello, Aoi? Can I ask you to get the glider ready?
いいけど、どうしたの急に？
Yeah, sure, but why all of a sudden? I'm gonna go get Kotori. Agaha?
そう来なくちゃ。
Attaboy.
こっちは任せて。だから絶対連れてきてよね。
Leave everything here to me. You just make sure to bring her. As soon as I hung up, I called Anshan. Come on, Anshan, pick up. Nope, he's not picking up. I decided to hang up and make a different call. Let's freaking go, dude.
はい。もしもし、ハバネです。
Hello? Sorry for calling so late. This is Aoi.
水瀬さん。
Aoi. Is Kotori there? I asked almost completely out of breath. Hibari was deathly silent.
実はもう父が迎えに来て。
What, at past midnight? What a load, dude. Actually, my father already came for her. I thought he was coming tomorrow.
小鳥ちゃんの気が変わる前に連れて帰りたかったんだと思います。
He said he wanted to take her back before she changed her mind. When was this?
ついさっきです。まだ5分も経ってません。
Just now. It hasn't been more than 5 minutes. I see. Thanks. Before hanging up, I remembered that there was something else I wanted to talk about. Can you come here now?
私がですか？
What? Me? Yes. I want you to see what Kotori was aiming for, please. Whether or not Kotori flies, I want her sister to see. I wanted her to see what all of us were after.
わかりました。
I see. Wow, he's like, how about you show up and then we'll see. I guess that didn't work. Anshan didn't seem to be answering. Well, it was like 1 a.m. or something. I thought I'd ask him to use his car. taxis don't run at this hour in the countryside. Oh my gosh, dude, I know what he's gonna do. I hope he hops on his road bike, dude. He's like, screw injury, let's do it. I hope he hops on his like sweet road bike and he bikes, dude. It's like his past coming together. That would be so poetic. That'd be so poetic. I would love that. Guess there's only one thing left to do. Hell yeah. Just to be safe, I left a message for Anshan. When I was ready, I put a hand on my partner that I'd been maintaining every day. Alright, buddy, let's do this. Hell yeah, dude, I literally just got goosebumps. That was awesome. I'm so excited. Aoi said he's gonna go get Kotori. Really?
小鳥のことは葵に任せておけばいいと思う。必ず連れてきてくれるはずだから。
Yep, let's just leave her to him. He'll definitely bring her back.
ただいま。
Hey guys.
ちょうどいいところに。どうでしたか？
Great timing. How'd it go?
ああ、バッチリだ。
Perfect.
となると。
That's good.
あとはグライダーですね。
All that's left is the glider.
そっちは私が行ってくるわ。
I'll be taking care of that.
朝ちゃんは発行準備の方をお願い。人手がいるから適当に集めてきて。
Asa, I want you to take care of the takeoff preparations. We need a lot of people. Doesn't matter who.
ああとライトも必要だ。懐中電灯か何かを一緒に集めてくれ。
Oh yeah, they'll need a light too. Get a flashlight or something and assemble.
ラジャーです。
Roger.
ここからが正念場よ。忙しくなるぞ。
This is the moment of truth. It's gonna get busy. Hell yeah, dude. It's gonna be hard making people assemble for this. They're like, hey, I realize it's like midnight, but like, I need you all here at like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. like, you know, in whatever, 6 hours. Anyway, I sprinted down the southward bend road next to the lake. There's no way this could have gone. There's no way they could have gone 100 kilometers. No reason to preserve my leg strength. It was about 30 kilometers to where I had to go. I couldn't go at my full speed, but I was still going very fast. But I couldn't catch. If I couldn't catch Kotori there, I wouldn't be able to go after them anymore. That place was Saza Namobashi Bridge, located directly south of here. The giant bridge was connected to an island in the middle of the lake, making it look like some sort of undulating wave. Even ignoring the beautiful landscape due to its convenience, any Tokyo-bound car would definitely take that route. I calculated how much time I had left. It wouldn't take an hour to get to the bridge from Hibari's house. Since it was late at night, they could be speeding, but I doubt Kotori's father would be that dangerous. Instead, he was very likely obeying the speed limit and driving safely. It was about 30 kilometers to the bridge from the dorm. I was much closer than they were. If I hurry, I could catch up with them. I pedaled as hard as I could. Yeah, he's like, screw the injury. The knee's gonna have to cope. Hey, Mambo. Sorry we're late. Yeah, sorry for keeping you waiting.
おっせえよ。何やってたんだよ。
Yo, what took you so long?
これ用意してたら遅くなっちゃって。
Took us a while to get this.
ガスバーナー。お前それで何する気だ？
They're using a blowtorch? That's awesome. A blowtorch? What are you gonna do with that?
決まってんでしょ。鍵を焼き切るんだよ。
Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna break the lock. Sorry, I saw my phone lit up and I was worried about something, but forget it. Anyway, nothing strenuous or scary or even anxiety-inducing at all. We're good.
焼き切るんだよ。じゃねえよ。危ねえ女だな。
I'm gonna break the lock. What are you talking about? Are you crazy?
何言ってるのよ。叩き壊すより野蛮じゃないし、音も小さくて済むでしょうが。
What? It's more sophisticated than breaking the lock, and it'll make less noise too.
いいのか、ホタル。こんなことに首突っ込んで。
Hotaru, are you sure you want to get involved with this?
青兄たちのためだから。
I want to help Aoi and everybody.
まあ、そういう俺も巻き込まれてるしな。
Okay, looks like I'm in too.
さあ行くよ。時間がもったいない。
Okay, let's go. We don't have much time.
青いたちが戻ってくる前に準備整えなきゃいけないんだから。
We have to have everything ready before Aoi and Kotori get here. Yeah, man, the knight in shining armor routine. It has to work.
というわけなんです。皆さん。
Which means
ご協力をお願いします。
everybody has to help.
おお、ついに飛ぶのね。どうしますか、ゆかさん。
Ooh, they're finally gonna fly. What should we do, Yuka?
もちろん手伝わせてもらうわ。そのために早めに帰ってきたんですもの。
We're gonna help, of course. That's why we came back.
私もいいよ、朝ちゃん。
I'll help too, Asa.
ありがとうございます、皆さん。
Thank you so much.
いやー、みんなにメールしといてよかったわ。
I'm so glad I messaged everybody.
それと懐中電灯か何か。 手で持てる明かりがあると嬉しいんですけど。
Oh yeah, and if you could get a flashlight or some kind of light that you can hold, that would be great.
どんなのでもいいの？
Anything will work?
はい、なるべく明るいもので。
Yeah, just as long as it's bright.
それならあれがあるじゃないですか、ゆかさん。
Oh, in that case, we've got something we can use, right, Yuka?
あれ？あれでよければ余ってるけど。
What? Oh, yeah, that. Yeah, we do have something that'll work.
夏の野外ライブが雨で中止になっちゃいましたもんね。
The summer concert was canceled due to rain.
そうなのよ。あの時は本当に悔しかったわ。私がどれだけ楽しみにしていたか。
That's right, I was so bummed out, I was really looking forward to it.
朝ちゃん、人でこれだけで足りるの？なんだったらもっと呼べるけど。
Asa, are there enough people? I could probably get some more to help.
本当ですか？できればあと10人くらいは。
Really? Really? If possible, we could use about 10 more.
おいしさ、連絡も回してみるね。
I like how Konako just knows people, dude. Gotcha, I'll go make some calls.
けど夜遅いし、大丈夫なんですか？
But it's the middle of the night, is that alright?
多分ね。ソアリング部がついに飛ぶって言ったらみんな来ると思うよ。
Maybe. She's like, maybe. If I say that the soaring club is finally gonna fly, I think everybody will come.
そうなんですか？
You think so?
みんな結構期待してたからね。すごいことをやろうとしてるみたいだって。
Everyone has been waiting for this. Everyone expects the club to do something amazing.
やっぱロマンがあるもんね。空飛ぶのって。
Mm-hmm. Flying sure has a romantic feel to it.
みんな頑張ってたから。
Everyone's doing their best.
皆さん。
You guys? Little tears. Little adorable Asa tears. You guys? Okay,
も
kind of
しも
like
し
that.
あかりちゃん、ごめん、寝てた？え、起きてた？
Akari? Sorry, Sorry, were you sleeping? You were up.
そう、それ。察しがいいね。うひひ、さてはお主。
Yep, that's right. You sure are quick. Right, well, then, if you could... Hell yeah, Konako's working her magic, dude. We need the help.
風がどんどん強くなってる。
The wind sure is getting strong.
これは計算した以上だ
A
な。
lot more than we predicted.
あんまり風速がありすぎると、かえって離陸が難しくなるんじゃ。
If the wind is too strong, the takeoff will be almost impossible.
そういやそうだな。
That's no good.
みんなうまくやってくれてるかしら。
I wonder if everyone will be able to help.
大丈夫さ。きっとうまくいくよ。
Don't worry, everything will go just fine.
みんないい子たちだからな。
They're all good people.
根拠になってませんが。けど、私もそんな気がします。
It's not definite but I feel the same way. Hell yeah, dude. Alright, we catching up with,
Kotori? 寝てていいんだよ。
Oh my god, we're catching up with the track star, dude. I'm so ready. You can sleep, Kotori. Okay. Oh wow, it's from her POV, dude. That's even better. Dad's car drove quietly through the night roads. The destination was Tokyo, my home.
すまないな、こんな時間に。少しでも早く母さんに会わせたかったんだ。
Sorry for coming so late. I just wanted you to meet your mother as soon as possible.
今から帰ればちょうど朝には戻れるだろう。
If we leave now, we'll get home by morning.
わかってるよ。私も早くお母さんに会いたい。
It's okay, I understand. I want to see mom too.
母さん、小鳥が帰ったらきっとすぐに元気になってご馳走作ってくれるぞ。小鳥は何が食べたい？
I'm sure she'll be fine again as soon as you're home. She'll probably want to cook for you. What would you like?
オムライスかな。
Maybe a rice omelet.
コロッケじゃないのか。小鳥好きだっただろう。
She's like, not anymore. The memories are too painful. Didn't you used to love those?
コロッケはね、自分で作れるようになったから。今度は私がお母さんに作って食べさせてあげたい。
I can make those myself now. Maybe next time I'll make some for mom.
おお、それは楽しみだな。もちろんお父さんの分もあるんだろう。
Now that sounds like fun. Maybe you'll make some for me too, right?
どうしよっかな。なんて。
I don't know. Of course, haha, of course I will. He was laughing. It seemed to be coming from the heart. It wasn't forced at all. He was genuinely happy. That made me a little happier. Our little chit-chat was over as quickly as it started. All I had heard was the awful sound of the tires against the asphalt. I opened my cell phone to try and distract myself from the silence. I saw a sign just now. The morning glory's coming tomorrow morning. I stared blankly at the message. It was the last one I got from the person I love. He's like, oh, God! She's like, whoa! I bet you Aoi just like practically dove in front of the car.
深夜だからって無茶な運転をして
Oh, wow. So that wasn't even related to Aoi. That was some other driver. That was close. People sure drive recklessly at night.
大丈夫
You
か
okay?
平気
Yeah, I'm fine.
ああいう輩がいるから交通事故がなくならないんだ
Those
ま
kind
っ
of
たく
those kind of people are why accidents will never go away.
窓開けていい
Can I open the window?
エアコンが強かったかい
Is the AC on too high?
そうじゃないの風に当たりたいだけ
No, that's not it. I just want to feel the breeze. After opening the window, I looked up at the sky. It was completely black. In that black sky, though, I knew the passage of clouds where it was slowly but surely being made. A sign. The morning glory's sign. The sky that I had been longing for all this time. If I was in this town for just one more day, no, just tomorrow morning, I would be able to see it. However, this car was taking me further and further away from Kazagura every second.
今どのあたり
Where are we right now?
もう少ししたらさざ波大橋が見えてくるほら前に通った大きな橋覚えてないか
In a little bit, you'll be able to see the bridge. I'm not going to try pronouncing that again. Honestly, do you remember that big bridge we crossed before?
あの綺麗な橋
Oh, yeah, that nice bridge. I hope Aoi just, like, dives in front of the car. A large bridge that spanned over a lake. That was the exit out of Kazagura. Soon I'd be leaving the town that I grew to love so much. Unless... Hey, look, it's Aoi. He's, like, such a good-looking dude. You totally forget that. You're like, oh, wow, he's like a nice-looking guy, you know? He's just friendly-looking. Like, you know, I like that. You forget what he looks like, you know? Anyway, could you do that? Quit school, go back home, and live like that? His face is gonna haunt you forever. You realize that, right? A chill went down my spine as I remembered those words. I was about to say, he's gonna haunt you forever if this actually happens. That was the cruelest thing that he ever said to me. You freaking deserve it, though. And you, it's only cruel because it's true. It didn't matter when he would have said it to me. Today or even a year ago. Either way, it was the cruelest thing. It was the most accurate thing.
ねえお父さん
Hey, Dad.
なんだい
Yeah.
なんでもない
Never mind. Come on, Aoi, go faster. I'm completely different from a year ago. Yes, I'm completely different. Super different. Literally nothing to say. Now you're... I mean, yeah. You're identical to how you were a year ago. You're about to be, because you're going to be sad, super depressed. You know, all your friends are behind you. You crushed your dreams and left them behind. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be the same. Give it time. Anyway, I have tons of memories now. Yeah, that's not gonna fuel your happiness. In my heart, there was an album of memories of all the days I spent with everyone. There might be no future for me there, but I can relive those memories just by opening that album. Until you forget. So I'll be fine. I have to do this. Because if I don't, Mom and Dad will see this. This is toxic behavior. I was about to say, see, it's because she knows she's not going to be happy.
私頑張ったんだよお父さん
I really tried, Dad.
頑張って上手になって本当にグライダーを操縦したんだよ
I trained hard. I was able to pilot the glider.
ああ
何百メートルも高いところに上がってそれで
I flew hundreds of meters up in the sky.
すごく楽しかったんだよ
It was so much fun.
楽しいことならまた見つかるもっと安全な遊びが
You'll find something else you'll enjoy, something safer.
違うんだよそうじゃないの
That's not it. That's not it at all.
グライダーで飛ぶ楽しさは他じゃ変えられないんだよ
There's nothing that compares to flying the glider. We've had the same conversation over and over. My father just continued to drive quietly with a sad look on his face. I hope Aoi just like shows up,
ほ
dude.
ら見えてきたぞ
Look, you
あの橋
could
が
see the bridge now.
お願いお父さん
Please, Dad.
小鳥
Tori. He looked at me again with sad eyes.
辛いだろうけれどそれは今だけだ向こうで暮らせばきっとすぐ忘れられる
I know you're upset, but that's just for now. Once you start living at home again, you'll forget all of this. I wonder. Could I really throw away my dreams and live like nothing had happened? No, you can't.
友達だって向こうでまたできるさ
You'll be able to make friends back home. Yeah, not like the one she had. The car slowly carried me over the bridge. Once I crossed it, there'd be no going back. I was leaving the town that I once hated, the town that I now loved. Unless there was another blip on the screen. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I mean, like, it's not when, like, your brain can't register something that fast. I don't know what it was. Suddenly, I saw something in the side mirror. She's like, is that a bicycle? Meanwhile, hell yeah, dude. And is that a bicycle? Oh, that's literally what she said. That's funny. Is that a bicycle?
お父さん止めて
Dad, stop the car.
えなんだって
What's that?
いいから止めてお願い
Please stop the car.
バカを言うなこんなところで一体どうして
Why? Don't be ridiculous. Why in the world do you want to stop?
お父さん
Dad! I would scream it, but like, I've gotten noise complaints because my voice is like, whatever, not whispering like a library, so I have to keep my voice down. Wouldn't want to offend the, you know, snowflakes that I live with. Anyway. Dad! Yeah, Dad, stop the car, Dad. Oh, he's like, I'm so tired. Just a little more. I was almost at the top of the hill. Once I got there, a long downhill ride was waiting for me. The bicycle was in good condition, but my legs weren't. The tailwind that was helping me move was like some sort of miracle. Only a little bit more, come on. It took more time than I had thought, but if I can just make it up to the top. Finally, I reached the peak of the hill. I tried to catch my breath as I pedaled across the flat hilltop. After about 10 meters or so, I'll be going downhill. He's like, come on, baby, come on. I could suddenly see it right before my eyes. The wide lake and the bridge going right across it. There it is! I picked up my pace. Zero thoughts for safety now. Using energy I didn't know my body still had, I pedaled down the hill. I stooped forward and the bicycle accelerated. Downhill. Tearing down through the wind was an incredible thrill. I knew if I fell, I'd probably die, but I wasn't scared. On my way down the hill, I passed a slow-moving car. That was the car that had passed me going uphill just a few minutes ago. I kept pedaling. The bicycle kept accelerating. The bridge begins at the bottom of the hill, and there they are! And he screams it, Kotori! Perfect timing. The familiar station wagon passed through an intersection only about a mere 30 meters ahead of me. Final sprint. The hill ended, and I pedaled across the flat land after the station wagon. Kotori! I pushed with every ounce of my body and put my bicycle in front of the station wagon. Holy crap! He dove in front of the car, dude. I told you he would. I could hear the brakes squeal as the car came to a halt. As soon as I saw it stop, I hit the brakes on my bike. Then... oh, Lord. My bicycle fell to the ground and I went with it. He literally put his body on the line for that one, dude. That was heroic AF. He's like, oh my god, I'm in so much pain. I'm alive. I laid upon the asphalt trying to catch my breath.
君大丈夫か
Are you alright? Kotori's father got out of the car. I pulled my body up, struggling to stand on my shaking knees. He's just breathing, dude.
君は
You? Hello! You old crotchety Nazi? I caught you! You didn't think I could do it, did ya? Thought I was all washed up, didn't ya? Owie. Kotori. He's like so tired, dude. Seeing her face, a feeling of relief came over me that nearly sent my knees buckling down again. Her father came over to help me up, but I grabbed the bridge handrail and lifted myself up before he could. Kotori looked at me, completely unable to believe what was right before her eyes.
どうしてここに
Why are you here? I pulled a crumpled piece of paper that until moments ago was in the shape of an airplane, and showed it to Kotori. I saw your SOS.
届いたんだ
It worked! It did work. Kotori's eyes began to swell with tears. Mr. Amane, please. Please don't take Kotori back home.
それを言うために追いかけてきたのか
Did you follow us just to say that? Please.
言ったはずですこれは私たち家族の問題だと
I already told you, this is our family's problem. I heard about your wife, about her collapsing.
それを知っていてまだそんなこと
And you still came here? Because I couldn't let this happen to Kotori. You told me on the phone, remember? How Kotori lying to you was your own fault? Kotori doesn't hate you. Even now, she still deeply cares about you. Despite all that, she lied to you. Don't you understand now why she did that? I was basically pleading at this point.
だからこうしてその間違いを正しまた元の家族に戻ろうとしているんじゃないか
In order to fix this, she has to go back to her family. Do you want her to lie to you again? What? This paper airplane was an SOS from Kotori. This was the only way she could ask for help. You have to try to understand what she wants. She never said that by phone or messages. Everything Kotori was saying indicated that she was going to go back home. Except for this paper airplane. She couldn't hide her true feelings. That would have been betraying herself. Folding this paper airplane was an SOS from Kotori's heart. Kotori said that if she were able to fly through the morning glory, that she would have taken back her future. Her future, right? Whether or not she'll think she'll be able to realize her dreams or not in the future. You said it yourself, didn't you? How she can't have dreams that normal people have.
それは本当のことだ。
That's the truth.
あなたにだって分かっているでしょう。小鳥が普通の人のように何かをするのがどれほど大変か。
You realize this, don't you? How hard it is for her to do things normal people can easily do? I silently nodded. Of course I knew that. I had been beside her all this time.
小鳥が身に余るほどの目標を叶えようとしたとき、どれほどの困難が待っているか。
Don't you see how much she suffers when she tries to her best to reach a goal she can't?
きっと傷つき、苦しみ、大きな挫折を味わうに決まっている。
She'll hurt herself, suffer. She'll do nothing but ruin herself. The heart-wrenching way in which he spoke made it seem as if he might have seen Kotori like that time and time again. No, he had to have seen it. He had seen his daughter struggle to recuperate after the accident. So what does that even mean?
Nani?
What? Kotori isn't afraid to do those things at all. Even after the accident, after losing the ability to use her legs, after all that, she still wants to fly. Doesn't that mean anything?
しかしそれは。
But sure, she's handicapped. She cries easily. She's scared of strange things. But if you just look at her, you'd think she's dangerous. But she has never turned her back on her goal. She's been courageously pressing forward this whole time. Aren't you just stopping her to prevent your own fears? Your own worries? Exactly.
え？
That's not the same as loving your daughter. Aye! Kotori interrupted what I was saying. I snapped back to reality and shut my mouth. However, her father already knew what I was trying to say. Regardless, what I said, as honest as it may have been, was surely intensely painful for him to hear. Look, he needed to hear it. If you're gonna take Kotori back to Tokyo, there is nothing I can do to stop you. It is a family problem. Kotori is still only a student. She can't live completely separated from her parents. But before that, can't you let her fly just once? Just let us show you that what we have been doing, or what we have been working towards, hasn't been for nothing. Please. Dad. Kotori began to get out of the passenger seat by herself. Unable to use her legs, she was hanging onto the door as she began to fall out of the car. Kotori. He ran over and caught his daughter.
君、車椅子
Get the
を。
wheelchair. Okay. I unloaded the wheelchair from the back of the station wagon. Kotori's father gently sat her into it. Watching him do it, I could tell he was a caring parent. As she was being held in her father's arms, she put a hand to his chest and said,
お父さん、私本当に飛んだんだよ。
Dad, I really did fly, you know.
空を雲に手が届きそうなくらい高く。
I was so high up I could touch the clouds.
あ
I know.
すごく気持ちよくて楽しくて、そこじゃ私は体が不自由な女の子じゃなくなるの。
It was so wonderful. Up there, I felt like a completely normal girl.
あ。でもそれはたくさんの人たちが小鳥のために手助けをしてくれたからだろう。
But isn't that just because so many people helped you? Yeah. Yeah, but it's not like Kotori's special. I decided to break the silence. No one can fly a glider by themselves. You need someone to man the winch, someone to hold the wingtip, someone to do maintenance, someone to make it. So many people are needed to make it fly. He's like, for everybody. She's not unique in that regard.
ねえお父さん、飛ばせて。私飛びたいの。
Dad, please, let me fly. I want to fly.
最後に一度だけでいい。そしたらおとなしく家へ帰るから。
Just one last time, and then I'll go home. No complaints.
小鳥。
Sorry. Looking at his beloved daughter, Mr. Amane shook his head.
お父さん。
Dad,
私今飛ばないと一生自分に嘘をついて暮らしていくことになる。
if I don't fly now, I'll live the rest of my life having lied to myself.
もう二度と自分の翼では飛べなくなっちゃう。
I won't be able to fly by my own wings again.
この先ずっとただ見上げて暮らすなんて。
I don't want to live... Oops, sorry, too fast. I don't want to live the rest of my life simply looking up at the sky. Her father quietly closed his eyes. Then quietly...
組み立て急ぐよ。
Hell yeah.
パイロットが到着し次第すぐ飛ぶからね。
Let's get it assembled now. This is gonna fly as soon as the pilot gets here. Whoa.
風強いから気をつけて。翼になるべく正面から風が当たらないようにね。
The wind's strong, so be careful. Try not to let the wings get hit by the wind from the front. Got it.
お手伝いの人も気をつけてくださいね。
Everyone be careful.
人がいっぱいで、なんかお祭りみたいだね。
It's like a festival. There's so many people here.
あなたが集めたんでしょ。
You're the one that got them to come, right?
だってみんな見たいだろうと思って。
Well, I thought everyone
か
would
りちゃんだってそうでしょ。
Well, I thought everyone would like to come watch, don't you think?
そりゃこんな面白いこと見逃す手はないわ。
Well, it is pretty interesting. I wouldn't want to miss it.
だよね。
Like I said.
夜食のおにぎりできました。手の空いた人から食べてってください。
Dinner's ready. We've got some rice balls here. If you're not busy, now's your time to eat.
梅干し、おかか、塩昆布ありま
There's
す。
tuna, salmon, and chicken.
俺おっかかい。ホタルは何にする？
Ooh, salmon for me. What do you want, Otaru?
じゃあ梅干し。
I'll take tuna.
皆さんも
Here
どう
you
ぞ。
go, guys.
夜明けまであとどのくら
How
い？
long until dawn?
54分。
44 minutes.
ギリギリね
We'll。be cutting it close.
パイロットが届けばね。
That's if our pilot makes it here.
組み立て完了しました。
Assembly complete.
係留しっかりし
Is
た。
the motor set properly? Yes.
よし。じゃあ皆さん集まってください。
Good.
これから発行手順を説明しますので。
Good. All right, everyone gather now. I'm going to explain the launch procedures.
いいですか？ゴム柵を引っ張る役の人は朝ちゃんチームと夜ちゃんチームに分かれてもらいます。
Okay, ready? First, the people pulling the rubber cord are going to split off into two teams, Asa's and Yoru's.
私が発行準備開始って言ったらゴム柵を持ってください。
When I say start launch preparations, pick up the cord.
その後は一歩ずつ朝ちゃん夜ちゃんと歩幅を合わせて引いていってもらいます。
After that, both groups are going to start taking steps one by one. They need to be in sync.
で、グライダーが離陸した後なんですが。
Then, after the glider takes off,
あれは
look over there.
アゲハ先輩、青い先輩たち到着しました。
Ageha, Aoi, and Kotori are here. Hell yeah. I unsteadily lowered myself from the back of Anchan's truck. He's like, I'm so tired. My knees were still shaking. That sprint had used up all of my energy. I could hardly use my legs. I have been skipping out on practice way too much. Aoi! Hey, Ageha, could you help Kotori get down?
朝ちゃん手伝って。
Yeah, hey, Asa, help me out. Alright. Anchan had heard the message I left him and was able to bring Kotori and me here in his truck. After all, Kotori's father wasn't exactly ready to allow this. Thanks for coming, Anchan.
いや、俺こそすぐ電話に出られなくてすまなかったな。
Don't worry about it. Sorry I didn't answer your call. I mean, it was like midnight. Well, it was like midnight or whatever. Like that's super understandable. Anyway, glad to see you back, Kotori.
ただいま。
Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
たくも心配させやがって。
Geez, you sure made us worry.
ごめんね。みんな。
Sorry, everybody. After getting into her wheelchair, Kotori came over to me.
足大丈夫？
Are your legs alright? Yeah, they're just a little tired, but it feels like I can barely move, so I'm gonna have to ask you to pilot. I said it half serious and half trying to be motivating. It did manage to make Kotori smile. Yeah.
小鳥、ちゃんと元気そうだな。
Kotori, you're looking good.
あまねちゃん。
Amane! Kotori's mood suddenly picked up when she saw Amane running towards us waving.
待ってたんだぞ。二人が帰ってくるのを。
We've been waiting for you two, you know.
ごめんね。待たせちゃって。
Sorry for keeping you waiting.
本当だわ。どれだけ私たちがやきもきしたか。
Sheesh, you have no idea how much you had us worrying. Behind the wry comments of Amane and Yoru were expressions of relief. Hey, it's looking like a festival or something. A crowd of people had gathered around our secret base, about 50 people or so. The crowd was growing more and more excited, yet looked somewhat like a group tour that had gotten lost.
かなこさんが声をかけてくれたんです。皆さん、私たちのフライトを見てみたいって。
Kaneko got them all to come. Everyone came to watch our flight.
この人たち全部
All of them?
期待されてますよ、私たち。
Yep, we've been keeping them waiting. Wow. Kotori looked at everyone dumbfounded.
はいはい、考えにふけってる時間はないよ。天音先輩、
フライトプランの変更点を2人に説明してやってください。
Okay, okay, no time to get all emotional. Amane, could you explain the flight plan changes to these two?
おお、そうだった。
Oh yeah, that's right. Agaha left us with Amane and went off to instruct the crowd. She began to explain all sorts of things to them.
ねえ、滑走路へ行かなくていいの？
Hey, don't we have to get to the runway? Huh? Oh, yeah, I forgot. I hadn't told Kotori about the broken winch. The truth is... What?
飛び岡め、許すまじ。
That Tabioka, I'll never forgive him for this.
でも、それならどうやって飛ぶ
But
の？
how can we fly then?
ここから飛ぶんだ。
We are gonna fly from here. Huh? Amane spread her arms out wide.
この丘から。
We are gonna use this hill.
どうやって？
What? How? Amane began explaining the takeoff procedures to a confused-looking Kotori.
マジなのそれ？
I mean, well, she's the pilot. I feel like she has to know this. Are you serious?
ああ、マジだ。
Yep, completely. Kotori gave me a worried look. Don't worry, if Amane says we can do it, we can do it. We can.
そうね。あまねちゃんがそう言うなら大丈夫よね。
You're right. Amane always knows what she's talking about.
2人ともコックピットに乗って。
It's time for you two to head to the cockpit. Okay.
了解。
Roger. Preparing our parachutes, we got into the cockpit. Hell yeah. Here we go. That's a scary thing, dude. Preparing our parachutes. That's so scary. So if it all goes south, then somehow Aoi is gonna have to get him and Kotori out of the cockpit somehow. That'll be a feat. Really, hopefully this all goes fine, but I'm just saying that's really nerve-wracking. We checked the operation system.
右エルロン OK、 左エルロン問題なし。
Right and left flaps okay, no problems. I realized I summed that up, but I didn't want to have to figure out how to pronounce that. My pre-flight nerves were slowly increasing. Suddenly...
小鳥ちゃん。
Well. No kidding. Kotori. Habari had come running up to the cockpit.
ひばりね、どうしてここに？
Habari, what are you doing here? I asked her to come. I wanted her to see what you were doing.
お姉ちゃんここで見てるから。だから気をつけてね。
Yeah, I'm gonna watch, so be careful, okay? Habari looked a little pale. She really seemed like she wanted to stop Kotori. I wouldn't frickin' recommend it. Saying nothing, she let her little sister go. Good, finally, does the right thing for a change. Kotori laughed and gave a thumbs up.
任せて。私のかっこいいところ見せてあげる。
Just leave it to me. I'll show you what I can do. Hell yeah. Habari gave a subtle smile to her little sister and walked away from the cockpit. Agaha then came over to talk to us.
発行の手順は天音先輩から聞いたよね。ゴム柵が伸びきったら私が合図を出すからブレーキを離して。そしたら走り出すから。
Amane told me the takeoff procedures. Once the rubber cord has been pulled, I'll give a signal, release the brake then, and it'll move.
了解。
Roger.
かなり難しい離陸になるけど大丈夫？
It's gonna be a rough takeoff. You okay? Agaha asked in an uneasy tone.
いけると思う。イメージはもうつかめたわ。
Yep, I'll be fine. I know exactly what I need to do.
わかった。信じてるよ、小鳥。
Okay, good. I believe in you, Kotori. Saying that, Agaha closed the canopy. She flashed me a look. It seemed as if she was asking me to take care of Kotori should anything happen. I silently nodded in response. I mean, like, I will say this, though, like, if anything were to happen and they had to bail out, if you could trust anyone to, like, actually try, like, it's safe to trust, like, Kotori in Aoi's hands. The dude literally, like, dove in front of a moving car, at high speed on a bicycle to stop the car, to get him to stop so that he could talk to Kotori. So it's like, he will put his body on the line to save her and everything. So it's like, if you could trust anybody, he's the one to trust. So definitely in good hands. Anyway, as the dome came down over the cockpit, all the outside noises seemed to drift far away and we were in a world of our own. Kotori put a hand to her chest and took a deep breath. She seemed nervous.
迎えに来てくれてありがとう。
Thanks for coming for me. It was a faint whisper, but I could still hear her. I replied to her in a doubtful tone. Honestly, I don't know if this is gonna go okay.
私も。
Me neither. We still don't have her father's understanding. We were able to explain ourselves and bring her here.
でも。
But Kotori looked up at the sky. Only a little bit more until dawn. The sky slowly brightened and the silhouette of the giant cloud dimly came into view.
今しかないから。
Now is our only chance. You're right. This was the first time the Morning Glory had appeared in Kazagura in 27 years. Yeah, this one's a real one. It's not like the one from last year, which was kind of a pseudo one, apparently. If we miss this chance, who knows when we'll have another? It probably might be another 30 years. Who knows? Is it 27 years? The whole is that like span of years from it? Isn't that the name of the movie? The one with Pennywise the clown? Isn't it 27 years between visits from the? Yeah, isn't it 27 years between visits from the clown? I almost think it's 27, but I saw the first one, but I haven't seen the newer one. Anyway, whatever. Start launch preparations. Come on, everybody. Places. Wow, the whole fam's here, man. As Agaha started issuing instructions, the crowd of people began to move. They broke up into two groups and readied the rubber cord. Agaha then tied the cord to the hooks underneath the glider. The connecting piece was located in the middle of the long rubber cord. From there, they stretched the cord to the left and the right. On each side, one led by Asa, the other by Yoru, numbers of people lined up holding onto it. These sides were, of course, not stretching out directly left and right of the glider. They were slight diagonals. This way, the people pulling on the cord would not get hit by the glider. The problem is, in order for the glider to fly straight, both sides need to be at the exact same angle and use the exact same power. That's a problem. Asa and Yoru's positions were such that their strides would sync. As they were twins, they had almost the exact same physique, even down to breathing. That's true. Agaha tapped on the canopy. Ready? I nodded, and Agaha responded with a thumbs up. I could hear her cries of good luck from the crowd. Okay, let's pull. 1. The rubber cord was pulled back 1 step. 2. Another step. The cord was slowly stretching. All the while, the glider remained firmly planted in the ground. Wheel stoppers were in place and the tires were hooked onto them. When Kotori releases the brake, the tires will release from them and begin to move. 5, 6. Everyone's tension seemed to be increasing like the rubber cords. Hibari was watching from over by the canopy with a worried look on her face.
お父さんにも見てほしかったな。
I'd really like him to see it too. I think we were able to explain Kotori's feelings to her father. He hadn't given his blessing, however. It's terrifying. The memories of his daughter falling from the hot air balloon must still haunt him. Yeah, well. 11, 12. The wind rolling up the hill became stronger and stronger. It began to make the wings tremble. The glider was shaking as if it was ready to fly any moment. Concentrate. Hold on to the stick controlled tightly. Yeah. Don't think about anything other than flying right now.
了解。
Roger. Then at that moment, a single station wagon climbed the top of the hill. The car stopped in front of the seeker base, and a man in a suit climbed out of the driver's side. Hell yeah, dude, the dad's gonna come around. Are we gonna have a moment like in October Sky, where like the super grumpy dad comes to watch his son shoot a rocket? Hell yeah. That's such an obscure reference, dude. No one's gonna get that. That's a great movie. Oh my god, I've got to watch that movie again. It's been so long. Anyway, sorry about that. Moving on.
Kotori!
Sorry.
お父さん。
Dad. 16. Agaha stopped her counting when she saw Kotori's father. Had he come to stop the flight? He's probably here to watch the flight. Oddly, he wasn't coming over to the cockpit. He had stopped walking and was watching from a distance. Hibari walked over and joined him. Hell yeah. Agaha threw a confused look over at us. Just give her a thumbs up. Like, keep going. They're actually here to see me and not bring me down for a change.
作準備よし。
Takeoff preparations ready.
行け。
Let's go, Kotori. Kotori released the brake. The cord began to pull back and the glider began to move. It gained speed and ran down the hill. Kotori! Yep. Kotori pulled on the control stick. The wings began to lift up and the glider took flight. Hell yeah, let's frickin' go!
Oh.
Whoa.
よし行け。
Alright, go, go!
飛んでください。
Come on, fly! It was only a few meters, but it was just high enough. Kotori instantly returned the control stick to neutral and then pushed it forward slightly. The glider began to fly parallel to the hill, declining almost as if it was slipping.
待機速度は十分。離陸成功だ。
Airspeed is good. Takeoff is a success. The glider flew parallel to the hill and began to pick up speed like it was coasting. It cut right through the headwind. This was right in the middle of the windmill hill. A path was made from the wind blowing into the crescent-shaped hill. The strength of that headwind was enough to lift up the glider. We did it! We're flying! I can't believe it worked! Don't get excited just yet. We had pointed the glider downwards in order to pick up speed. That costs a lot of altitude. Now we needed to get back up. Otherwise, we'll never get to the top of the clouds. I know, I know. Everybody out of the way! Move out of the way now. They'll be coming right back. If you don't have a light, go get one now. Mr. Amane, Hibari.
Hmm?
What's wrong, Asa? Here, take this if you'd like. A glow stick?
どうしてこんなもの
Why do you have these? I'm assuming it's for something to do with, like, don't crash into the hill. The glider had made it down the hill safely, but now was heading towards the lake. In the pre-dawn darkness, the lake looked like a cavernous darkness. We flew right over that hole. We were just high enough, but our altitude wasn't right just yet. Kotori, make a U-turn. Roger. Kotori pulled the control stick sideways. The glider began to turn. Watch out for height loss, speed as well. Got it. Being careful not to lose precious speed, Kotori made a sharp turn. However, there was still a loss. Are we going fast enough? Thanks to the glide effect, we won't descend that much, I think. But we're above a lake. In the off chance we do crash, it won't be pretty. Our speed hasn't decreased that much. However, now we had a different tailwind. As our speed decreases, so does our ability to rise. How's our target? Can't see it yet. It's still too dark. Windmill Hill, which was where we launched from, was now nothing but a silhouette. We could barely make out the ridge line through the light of the sky that was peeking through, but telling the darkness was nearly impossible. Even worse, up, down, left, right, front, and back, everywhere was pitch black. We had no sense of direction. Don't get confused by how it looks. Pay attention to the instruments. Got it. When the range of sight is limited by thick fog or clouds, flying by the instruments is the only option. If you rely on poor vision, illusions will cause a loss of feel for your true positioning. However, since Kotori doesn't have much flight experience, she still isn't used to looking at the instruments. I supported Kotori as we waited for our target to appear. At that moment... that's what the light's for, is to give them a base of reference. Look over there, Ally. I'm willing to bet this is the glow from Windmill Hill because everyone has a light on. Hell yeah. Yes! Our runway! Perfect, now they know where the hill is. It's working. A small light twinkled within the darkness as we moved on. Sorry, I moved one of my earphones off. I thought I heard something, but I think it's in the game. We're good. As we moved on, we saw a line of lights going up the hill. It's Yuka and everybody. Everyone who had gathered was holding a light, making a pathway for us. This was another part of Amane's flight plan. Creating this trail of light was another reason for all the people with lights were assembled. Once the target was determined, Kotori would be able to fly would be able to fly there without the risk of making a mistake. The glider was making its way back to Windmill Hill, where it launched off from. We're nearing the hill. Raise the pitch. Roger. Kotori pulled on the control stick. As she did, the glider felt as if it was being raised from below. It's working! Looks like we did it. The glider began to ride the lift. We began to rise higher and higher, fueled by the strong wind. This lift was different from a vertical draft. This wind, a slope drift, was a strong upward sloping wind coming from between the hill and the mountains. This was the wind that went up from the face of the hill, is what that's probably supposed to be. The face of the hill, the wind that powered the windmills, the wind that we felt as we walked on the hill. The glider continued to accelerate and rise higher. It's working! We went past the many small lights that were down below us. We couldn't make them out individually, but those were lights held by one by people for us. Hell yeah.
ってくれてるんだ。
The light is moving. They're waving their arms for us. Watch out! You're gonna run into the windmill. If we follow the trail of lights, we wouldn't hit the windmill. However, who knows what would happen if there was a mistake. Okay. Riding on the slope lift, the glider slipped past the group of windmills. Then, in the blink of an eye, we flew over the hill. We began to rise higher and higher, headed towards the dimly breaking dawn. Nice. Hell yeah.
うわー、近くで見るとすごい迫力だったね。
Seeing it up close is unbelievable.
あんなにスピードが出ているものなの
I
に。
can't believe it went that fast.
ちっくしょう。なんかむちゃくちゃかっこよかったんだけど、あいつら。
They're just so unbelievably awesome right now. Oh, sorry. He's like, wow, wow, wow. They're just so unbelievably awesome right now. There you go.
青兄はいつもかっこいい。
Oh, he is always awesome.
あーちゃん、これもういいの？
Hey, Agaha, are we done with the lights?
ありがとう、ホタル。
Yeah, thanks, Otaru.
皆さんもご協力ありがとうございました。グライダーは無事離陸に成功しました。
Thanks for all your help, everyone. The glider took off safely.
ゆかさん、サイリウムありがとうございました。
Thanks for the glow stick.
おかげで超助かりました。
Sorry, too fast. Thanks for the glow sticks. They were really helpful.
役に立ってよかったわ。
I'm just glad it helped.
でもなんでこんなにいっぱいサイリウム持ってたんです
But
か？
why did you have so much?
ゆかさん、某アイドルグループの追っかけやってるから。
Yuka has been going around, seeing all the concerts of a certain idol group.
コンサートの必需品だからね。1回のコンサートで20本以上使う時もあるし、いつもストックしてあるのよ。
They are concert supplies. I need about 20 or so for each concert, so I always keep a supply.
はあ、なるほど。
I see.
あれを小鳥が操縦しているのか。
Is that what Kotori is flying? Seems like it.
お父さんとひばりさんもお手伝いしてくださってありがとうございました。
Mr. Habane, Habari, I just want to thank you for helping us.
いや、私たちは。
No, we didn't really do anything. Yeah, yeah, you certainly did. You certainly didn't. That's for sure. You just finally stopped being in her way for a change.
あっちに夜食のおにぎりあるんで、どうぞ食べてってください。
There are some rice balls over there. Go ahead and help yourselves.
お嬢さん、
Miss.
小鳥のためにこんなに大勢の人が協力してくださったのですか。
All these people came to help Kotori?
ええ。
Yes.
あの子を飛ばせてやるために。
Just so she could fly?
いやー、それはどうかな。
Well, I don't know about that.
別に小鳥のためってわけじゃないかも。多分みんな自分がやりたいからやってるんです。
I don't think it was really for Kotori. They probably wanted to do it themselves.
うちの学校、そういう物好き多いし。
Our school is a lot of curious people.
私だってそうですよ。小鳥が飛ぶところを見たかっただけです。
At least that's how it is for me. I just wanted to see Kotori fly.
はあ、
Really?
お父さん言ってましたよね。空を飛んだからなんだと言うんだ。
You said it yourself. What does flying in the sky even mean?
今飛び立っていた二人を見て何も感じませんでしたか？
Well, look at the two of them up there. Doesn't that make you feel anything?
いや、それは。
Well, I mean, that's...
感じたと思う。
I can feel it.
じゃあ期待しててください。これからもっとすごいことが起こりますから。
Just you wait. Soon you're gonna see something even more amazing. Hell yeah, it's not even light enough for the morning glory yet. Time-wise, we're just about there, but... It's also my Friday night for a change, too, so we might go extra long for this one to see if we can see if this might be the finale. We'll see. After flying off high from Windmill Hill, we were able to see our next goal, Mountain, looming over the school in the distance. Sukube? If that's how you might pronounce that? I think it might be Mount Sukubi. No, that's definitely Bay, but I don't know how they say that in Japanese. Mount Sukube, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, that was my honest-to-God guess for that, so I tried my hardest, alright? At this altitude, we should be able to make it. Be careful of crosswind since the current is rough. Kotori? Yeah, Roger. What's wrong? Are you tired?
違うよ。さっきの光の中にお父さんもいたのかなって。
He was, actually, having a moment with Agaha, funnily enough. No, I was just wondering if my father was down there in that light as well. Yeah, I wonder too. But I think he's there. I mean, he was there for takeoff. That's why he came, right?
そうだといいな。
That would be nice. Hey, the nose is descending. Be careful. Want to show me what you can do? Sure.
この1年で私も成長したんだってところを見せたい。
I've grown a lot this past year. Let me show you. Let's go to Morning Glory. Mount Tsukube. I'm just gonna guess and just go with it because that seems right to me. Mount Tsukube was coming closer and closer. There was a moment of truth in our flight. This was the moment of truth in our flight plan. Our next goal is to ride the giant current known as a mountain wave. If we can do that, getting to the top of the cloud should be no problem. The problem was, how do we ride the mountain wave? A mountain wave is a wave of air that is created by a wind going over a mountain. They are located fairly high and have a rotor-like turbulence below them. By entering the upper part of the turbulence, it should be possible to get to the mountain wave. Turbulence is incredibly unstable, however, it's a difficult maneuver. Looks like we're going into this unrehearsed. Okay. Realizing what I had said, Kotori braced herself. Originally, we had planned to practice this. Yeah, before everything got ruined. If only that accident hadn't happened. I know, right?
見て、青い。
Look, Aoi. The eastern sky was becoming brighter and brighter. Yeah, they have no extra time here. They have to get it right the first time. It would soon be dawn. Let's hurry. Okay. Yeah, they don't have time for screw-ups here. It has to work. Oh my god.
見つけたぞ貴様ら
Aha! I've got you!
消
She's
え
like, oh god.
何何うわここで来るのかよ
What? She's like, what? Whoa, if you're here, then that means...
貴様らこんなところで何をしてる
What do you think you're doing here?
ですね先生これは
Well, you see, the thing about that is,
ソアリング部には活動停止を言い渡したはず
the
だぞ
soaring club has been suspended.
まあそうなんですがうわどうしよ
Well, yeah, about that, what are we gonna do?
う何どうしたの
What's wrong?
飛岡先生
Oh, Akari, I hope she just nails him for this, dude. Mr. Tabioka.
雲井お前生徒会長のくせにどうして止めない
Akari, you're the student council president. Why didn't you stop this?
彼らが行っているのはただの部活動です止める理由がありません
They're just a normal club. There's no reason to stop anything.
何よバカなこいつらには活動停止を命じてある
Ridiculous. Their club was ordered to be disbanded.
初耳ですが
That's the first I've heard of this.
それにお言葉ですが飛岡先生の一存で部活動を制限するような権限はお持ちでなかったと思います
Wow, that's as close as I've ever seen anybody to telling him off. That's a nice change of scenery. On top of that, and do pardon me for saying this, but I don't believe that you have the authorization to do such a thing as that.
何
ですので我々生徒会としましてはどうすることもできません
Even then, there is nothing that the student council can do either.
ならこいつらが破損させた体育倉庫の鍵はどうなる
What about how they destroyed the gym lock?
それも初耳ですが何か証拠が
That's the first I've heard of that. What proof do you have?
証拠ならそこにグライ
You
ダー
want proof? The glider is...
グライダーそんなのどこにあるんですか
Glider? Where is the glider? Looking around.
ここにはそんなのないよね
They're all looking around. Looking around. I don't see anything like that around here.
貴様
That's true. I don't see a glider. Do you? Anybody see a glider? You.
調べればすぐにわかることだ覚悟しろよ
I'm sure I'll find something when I look. You'd best prepare yourself for the consequences. She's like, uh-huh.
自分だってウインチを壊したくせに
You're one to talk, considering that you broke the winch.
あれだって調べれば犯人がわかるかもしれないわ
I'm
ね
sure that if we looked into that, we'd see who the real culprit was. She's like, bro, we got evidence against you too. Back off.
私たち処分を受ける覚悟はできてますだから今日だけは見逃してくだ
We're
さ
ready
い
to take any punishment you hand out. Just today, let us be.
できるわけないだろうそんなこと
That is impossible.
そうでもないと思いますよ何せここには何の証拠もないのですから
I strongly disagree. Furthermore, you have no proof whatsoever.
じゃあ一体ここで何をやってる
Well
んだ
then, what are you doing here?
みんなで空の観察です今から面白い雲が見られるそうなんで
Everybody came to Skywatch. Soon we're going to be able to see a really neat cloud.
先生もご一緒に見ていかれますか
Would you like to come and watch with us, Mr. Tapioca? You have no proof, bro. Back off.
あんまり騒ぐんじゃないぞ いいな。
Don't go make it too much of a ruckus, okay? Uh-huh. Get the hell out of here, dude.
なんとか追い返したわね。
Wow, you managed to get rid of him.
あかりさん、ありがとうございま
Thanks,
した
Akari.
あかりさんかっこよかったっす。
Wow, you were amazing there.
ついカッとなってしまった。
I became a tad angry.
たまにはいいんじゃない？ストレス溜め込むのは体に毒だよ。
That's fine, though. If you let stress build up, it's like poison to the body.
それより二人は今どこに？
Anyway, where are those two?
プラン通りならそろそろ山岳波に乗っている頃ですけ
If
ど。
everything goes according to plan, they should just be about to ride the wave lift. Yeah, everything better go according to plan. We don't have another.
乗ったみ
We
たい。
can't redo it. Looks like we did it. Oh, all right, good stuff. We did it. Yeah, it does. Suddenly, just as the trembling stopped, the glider began to ride with almost no recoil at all. It felt as if gravity had disappeared.
これがウェーブリフト。
So this is a wave lift. As we rode the rotor wind up higher and higher, we reached a part of the sky that seemed like it had a mountain wave. There was a sudden change from the rough turbulence to a stillness. It was peaceful, but oh my god, I cannot say that with my stutter. But the gauge for altitude kept on rising. Got it, nailed it. We rose higher into the sky, almost as if we were no longer flying by wind. I don't really feel any shaking at all.
怖いくらい静かだ。
Yeah, it's frighteningly still. A mountain lift is a strong wind that goes... they just told us what that was. It stretches a few times the size of a mountain itself. The world record for the highest flying glider, which made it to the stratosphere, used a mountain lift. Mount Sukube isn't a particularly large mountain, but if we can get to an altitude of 2,000 meters, it'll be enough. However, there is no guarantee that there will be a mountain wave. The condition is entirely dependent on the wind that's blowing. Today, though, I was confident that it would appear. It was related to the way Amane derived the morning glory would appear in Kazagura. Mountain waves are known to appear along with strange cloud formations. Her hypothesis is that morning glory is created by the mountain waves from Mount Sukube, which basically means when morning glory appears, there's no chance that there wouldn't be a mountain waves. Hopefully that's true. The pre-dawn sky, while still dark, was beginning to show some strange colors as the light came through. Before we knew it, we reached our target altitude. Hell yeah. Look at it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are we doing it? It's happening! Oh my god, it's happening. Below us, we could see the silhouette of the cloud passage. We spent a moment staring in amazement at its massive size. Wow. Oh my god, dude, the feels! The feels! This wasn't the mistake that we saw a year ago. This was the real thing. That moment. Oh my god, dude, the feels. Rays of light began to come from the east. It's dawn. The morning sun broke through the darkness and began to light up the sky. Hell yeah, dude. Video and everything. The feels! The feels are coming! Ah, dude, what a journey. Hell yeah, dude. Oh my god, look at that. It's so pretty. The light began to color the view. The giant cloud began to sparkle. It's beautiful, Kotori whispered with a sense of amazement. Yeah, I didn't know what else to say. I could feel tears beginning to form in my eyes. It wasn't a feeling of joy or sorrow or even fun. A more fundamental feeling began to fill my heart, and my tears began to overflow. Hang on a minute, pause. I'm gonna use this for, I might use this for, not a thumbnail, because I've already done that, but like, a wallpaper later on. I'm gonna give myself that save, I'll thank myself later. A more fundamental feeling began to fill my heart, and my tears began to overflow. I was overwhelmed, and for a moment, at a complete loss for words.
行くよ。
Let's go, Aoi. Okay. Oh my god, dude, the feels! I can't, dude, the feels! I can't take it! Kotori pulled down on the control stick, leaving the wave lift and aiming us at the passage of clouds. Oh my god, they're doing it, dude. I can't take it, my heart. Whoa, look, Yoru.
見てるわよ。ね
I can see, Asa.
すごいね。綺麗だね。
Wow, look how cool it looks, even behind him, dude. It's amazing, so beautiful.
神々しいって言葉がぴったりくるわね。
It's just divine. Boy, it certainly is.
あれが 望月先輩がずっと追い続けていた
That's what Amane had always been.
幻の空
Sorry, too fast. That's what Amane had always been chasing after. That mysterious sky.
そうみたい追いかけちゃう気持ちわかるかも
Seems like it. Now I understand why she'd be chasing after it.
おお、何あれ、マジすげえ。
Whoa, what is that? That's so amazing.
お兄たちもうあそこまで飛んだの
I
か
wonder if they already flew through it.
あれがイスカが行きたがってた空なんだ。
That is what Iska wanted to fly through. I was about to say, I bet you for these two, this like hits it a whole new way. Yeah.
葵くんたちがイスカの夢をあそこまで運んでくれた。
Aoi and
私にはできなかったことをしてくれた。
I waited an extra second and I was still too fast. Aoi and Kotori were able to make her dream a reality. They did what I couldn't.
いい後輩を持ったな、俺たち。
We sure did a lot of good.
あ、
Yeah.
綺麗ね
It's so beautiful.
ああ、しかし何なんだあの雲は。
It is, but what are those clouds?
まるで奇跡でも見ているよう
It's
だ。
like I'm seeing some sort of miracle.
モーニンググローリーです
It's morning glory.
モーニンググローリー。
風が浦の空に数十年に一度現れる不思議な雲私も本物を見たのは初めてです
It's a cloud formation that appears above Kazagura once only every few decades. This is the first time I've actually seen the real thing.
小鳥はあの雲を近くで見たいからグライダーで飛んでいったんですか？
Kotori, she flew the glider because she wanted to see those clouds up close?
近くで見るいえいえそうじゃない
See
です
them
よ
up close? No, not that.
飛ぶんですあの上を
She wanted to fly above them.
あの雲の回廊を渡るために必死で登っていったんです
In order to get through those clouds, you have to get up really high.
あの上
Go
を
above.
はい
Yep.
信じられん。
Unbelievable. Yeah.
多分今頃到着してるはずで
They
す
should
よ
probably have landed by now.
今あそこに小鳥が。
Right there, Kotori. There she is, like a bullet. The glider had gone through that passage of clouds. It sparkled in an array of colors from the gradients of light that the dawn was bringing. It was completely surreal. For a moment, almost as if we had forgotten how to speak, we did nothing but let out sighs of admiration. Aoi. Wow.
私たちついにやったんだね
We finally did it. Yeah, we did. I thought I would have been happier. However, being here, that was not what I felt. Overwhelmed by its majesty, I felt nothing but gratitude towards this miracle. The glider held its altitude and passed through the clouds. Oh my gosh, wait, another thumbnail. Hang on. Not thumbnail. Wallpaper. Whatever. Save it. The path of clouds is created by rolling air currents. Thanks to these rolling currents, even an unpowered glider can maintain flight in it for long periods of time. Kotori flipped the radio on.
アゲハ聞こえる
Ageha, can you hear me?
小鳥聞こえてるよちょっと電波が悪いみたいだけど
Kotori? Yeah, I can. The signal seems a little bad, though.
そっちどう今どのあたり
How are you? Where are you now?
乗ったよモーニンググローリーに
I flew through Morning Glory.
今その上を渡ってると
We're
ころ
passing over it right now.
よしみんな小鳥たち今あの上にいるって
Great! Guys, Kotori and Aoi are flying over it right now. Through the radio, we can hear everyone's cheers.
どんな気分
How'd it feel?
なんて言ったらいいかわからない
I don't know what to say.
奇跡の中にいる気分
It's like being part of a miracle.
葵ねえ葵はどうなの
Aoi, what about you? It feels like I have died and gone to heaven.
こらこら縁起のないこと言うな
Hey, don't go saying things like that. Really though, that's what it feels like. I can't believe this is really happening. Yeah.
下から見てもすごいんだもん上からだともっとすごいんでしょうね
Looking from down here is amazing. I can't even imagine how great it looks from up there.
ゆっくり楽しんできてよ
Enjoy your time up there.
ありがとうアゲハみんなもありがとう
Thanks. Thanks so much, everyone.
土産話期待してるからね通信終わり
We're waiting to hear all about it. Agaha over and out. Ooh, is that a more zoomed out one? Hang on. No! No! I skipped! Dang, I missed the save so that I could bring up the menu so I could save the picture, dude. What was my last one? Oh no, I already got it. We're good. I already got that one. We're fine. It'll be fine. Anyway, what did they say? I was so distracted I was so distracted. As soon as the radio was turned off, the cockpit went silent. At that moment... Wow. Whoa. The sun began peeking above the horizon, its rays lighting up the sky. As it rose, the top of the clouds began to have a golden glow. Oh my. Wow. I never imagined it would be so beautiful here. This is the definition of unimaginable. No one could imagine this. This view is outstanding. Hey, Aoi. Thanks for bringing me here. Sorry, too fast. Thanks for bringing me here. Being able to come here is gonna be the best moment of my life. Don't be ridiculous. You made it here yourself. I guess. But if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have. You and the others. Did you find it? Oh, hang on a minute. This is actually kind of a banger picture, too. Save. Anyway, did you find it? What you had lost? I think so. Then that's good. Oh my gosh, that one's better. I think I'm just getting pictures, dude. Anyway. My life is no longer a waste now. Our glider continued to fly on and on through that dreamlike scenery. On and on until the morning sun dissolved the illusion. Hell yeah, dude. I'm all emotional, man. That, like, oh, that was so good. It got me, man. We did it, though. Hell yeah. Dude, celebratory. Celebrate. We did it. Good things finally happened to us. Finally. Plus, this music freaking slaps, though. Also, I had my arm pinned underneath me as I was leaning forward this entire time. My left arm is killing me. You probably heard my elbow pop earlier when I moved it. Ow. Anyway, man, that was awesome. Wow. That was awesome. Well, I will make sure I hang around until after the credits to make sure there's nothing else, and I'll probably just see you guys in a minute, or should I just include it? I don't know. Maybe I'll just include it. Maybe I'll mute my audio or something, but I'll just see you guys after the end of the credits. I'll probably hang out until at least the music stops. So, and I'll just keep that in the video. Just keep it all in, man. Just keep it all in. hell yeah, dude. I'm all emotional more now. That didn't help. I mean, I was browsing Twitter, but only a little bit. I kept glancing up and I couldn't focus on the memes because I was all emotional. I mean, not like super emotional, but you know. I mean, not emotional. I'm not teary-eyed, okay? Like, I ain't that emotional. Also, I just got a Steam achievement. But anyway, I did feel it, man. It hit me in the feels. Did you guys feel it? I felt it. Asa, do you think we can you can wait over there? Okay. All right, I'm ready. 1, 2. Oh, I know what this is. I bet they took a group picture just now. Maybe. Thump. I hung the white sheets over the clothesline. All right, maybe not. A few tugs and they were all set. Working hard as always, huh? Is that you, Agaha?
こんにちは、アゲハ先輩。
Hello, Agaha.
こんにちは。
Hi.
チー
Yo. What'd you come here for?
いやー、家にいると店の手伝いやらされるから逃げてきちゃった。
Man, if I stay home, I gotta work in the shop, so I ran over here. Are you okay? Your grandma's gonna get angry again.
課題を一緒にやるって言って出てきたから平
It's
気。
fine. I said I was gonna help you out here.
しかしなんですな。みんなが学校行ってる時に家にいると時の流れがゆったりだよね。
I don't know what it is exactly, but when everyone's at school and I'm at home, time goes by so slowly. I've been able to catch up on my work, so I guess that's good. One day in September, summer vacation is over and the second semester has begun. But we didn't go to school. After we broke into the gym storeroom to take back the glider, the entire soaring club was suspended. Ah, well, it was worth it.
悪い子になったみたいでなんだかドキドキします。
It's like we became the bad kids. My heart is pounding.
なんで私まで部員じゃないのに。
Why was I suspended? I'm not even a club member. Excluding Yoru, everyone not in the club who helped out did not get suspended. Honestly, it felt like it was a little anticlimactic. I was really prepared for a stricter punishment. Despite the results, it felt like our summer vacation was extended and we spent the suspension time relaxing. I was about to say, getting suspended from school is like, we're letting you out of prison to punish you. So it's like, oh, sweet, cool.
小鳥から連絡
Have you
は
heard from Kotori? She called yesterday. She seems to be doing fine.
さあなんだかんだで実家の居心地はいいのかね。
Ah, well, then it seems like she's got quite the nice home life after all. That's right. It seems like she's getting on by herself these days.
ねえ一緒に課題や
So
ろ
she
うよ。
did end up going home. That blows. Hey, let me help you out. Let me help out with this.
私たちもやり
Me
ます。
too.
私はもう終わらせたけどここにいても暑いだけだから付き合う
I
わ。
thought I was finished, but I guess I'll go with you since it's hot here. Sure, no problem. I just hung out the sheet, so hold on a minute.
はいよ
Got it. The white sheet shone against the pure blue sky. That day, we flew through the morning glory. Looking at the clear sky, I would have never thought it would really have happened. A passage of clouds across the sky. We flew through that miracle-like place in the sky. Soon the passage of clouds melted away to the rays of the morning sun. After watching it to the very end, we returned to the runway. So do you think Kotori's gonna be able to come back, or what?
おかえりなさい小鳥先輩葵先輩
Welcome back, Kotori. Aoi.
おかえりなさい二人と
Hey,
も
you two. Welcome back.
ただいま
Welcome back, you guys.
夜
Sorry, welcome back, you guys. Still not done. Welcome back, you guys. There's only 4 words. How long could it take? A crowd of people had been waiting on the runway for our return.
すごかった私感動しちゃったよ
That was so great. I was so touched, man. You ain't the only one, Kaneko. You ain't the only one.
私もよすごいもの見ちゃったわ。
Me too. That was so amazing.
ゆかさん感動して泣いちゃってましたもんね
Who could blame her? Yuka was so emotional, she started crying.
とても綺麗だった
It was so beautiful. Everyone gathered around the cockpit. I got out first and pushed over Kotori's wheelchair when someone had prepared for us. While I was getting the wheelchair ready, Agaha unbuckled Kotori and got her out.
お疲れさん
Well done.
お疲れ様。
Thanks. After realizing how ordinary they were acting, they both laughed.
やった
We
ね
did it.
イエーイ
You can just listen to that. That was way cuter than whatever I could do. They high-fived.
あにかっこよかったな
Aoi, that was amazing. Hey, Hotaru, you came too, huh?
やっぱすげえなお前らは。マジでしびれた
Wow,
ぜ。
that sure was amazing. I got goosebumps. Thanks.
今度俺たちも乗せてくれよな。
Next time, let us take it for a flight.
乗ってみた
Yeah, I
い
want to fly too. Anytime.
見せてもらったわ、皆さん。
Thanks for showing us, Aoi. Akari?
先生方に逆らってあなたたちを承認した私の目に狂いはなかった
I
わ
sure
ね。
was right by going against the teacher's wishes and letting you guys do this. Man, you certainly were. I'm glad we could prove ourselves. Everyone came by wanting to say something. I saw Anshan at the edge of the crowd. Anshan! Waving my hand at him, he sheepishly entered our crowd. Anshan, did you see it?
ああ、もちろんだ。かっこよかったぞ、
Yeah,
葵
of course. It was pretty great, Aoi. After being complimented, I could feel myself begin to blush.
ありがとうな。
Thanks. Thanks
こっちのこ
for
とだ
all of
よ。
this. Saying that, he started to pat me on the head. Hey, I'm not a kid.
悪い悪い。つい癖で
Sorry,
な。
sorry, bad habit. He did it again. Hey, stop it. Lots of people I had never seen before kept coming up and saying how amazing and wonderful it was. Kotori and I felt overjoyed to be able to share this moment with so many people. After a while, when the crowd's energy had subsided,
小鳥
Kotori,
お父さ
Dad,
ん、
her father and Hibari walked over to her.
すまなか
I'm
った
sorry.
空を飛びたいというお前の真剣な気持ちを遊びだと言って
I'm sorry.
すまなかった
Sorry, too fast. I'm sorry I thought about your dream to fly as simple child's play. Oh, hell yeah, that's damn understanding. Kotori's father gave her a deep apologetic bow. Wow. Good for him. Good for him. I'm still mad, but a lot less mad if it ends well, so it's fine.
お父さ
Dad.
ん、
ひばりと一緒に見ていたよお前が飛ぶ姿とあの美しい空を
Hibari and I both watched you fly. The sky was incredibly beautiful. There was a sparkle of excitement in his eyes. He seemed to be just as excited as everyone else in the crowd.
私はお前にまた嘘をつかせてしまうところだったんだな
I made you lie to me again.
そんなことない。お父さんは私のことを思って言ってくれてたんだもん。
No, you were just thinking of me when you said that. Her father shook his head.
私は怖かったんだお前がまた傷つく姿を見るのが
I was scared. I was scared of seeing you hurt again.
けどそれはお前を大切に思うこととは違っていた
But that's not because I was concerned about you.
頑張っている娘を応援しようともせずカゴの中へ閉じ込めようとしていた
Hell yeah, good for you, dude. Good for you. I'm so proud of you. You've come a mile. I should have been encouraging you, but instead I was trying to lock you away in a box.
すまなか
I'm
った
sorry. Kotori stared at her father's bowed head.
私こそごめんなさい。大事なことを黙っていて。
I'm sorry too. I'm sorry I kept such a big thing from you.
お父さんたちがどんなに心配するか分かってたのに。
Even though I know how much you were all worrying about me.
いいんだそうさせてしまったのは私たちだ
Sorry, people. Seems like people downstairs don't know how to close doors without rattling the windows. So, really sorry about that. It's alright. I'm the reason you did that.
お前はもう自分の翼で飛べるなのにそれを認めようとしなかったのだから
You're already able to fly by yourself, I guess without having seen it with my own eyes. As her father spoke, tears began to well in Kotori's eyes. But instead of crying, she began to smile.
ね、早く
Let's
帰
go
ろう。
home, Dad.
え
だってお母さんが待ってるんでしょ。早く安心させてあげたい。
Well, Mom's worrying, isn't she? I'd like to show her that I'm fine.
い
Are
い
you
の
sure?
か
夏休みの間だけなら。
Well, just for summer vacation.
ああそうしてくれると嬉しい車を取ってくるよ
Hell yeah, dude. That's a great compromise. I'm all about that. Oh, okay, yeah, that'd make her very happy. I'll go get the car. He sprinted off towards the car. He was so happy that he nearly tumbled over a rock as he ran.
お姉ちゃんもいっぱい心配かけてごめんなさ
Sorry
い。
for making you worry too, Hibari.
そんなことはいいのよ小鳥ちゃんが無事な
No,
ら
it's not a big deal as long as you're fine.
どうだった？見てくれてたんでしょ。
So what'd you think? You did watch, right?
かっこよかったわさすがは私の小鳥ちゃんだわ
Yeah, it was pretty great. It seemed completely natural for you.
ちょっと怖かった
It was a little scary though.
慣れればどうってことないわ。あ、そうだ。今度後ろに乗せてあげる。
You get used to it. Oh yeah, I'll let you ride in the back next time. Sure. Kotori's big grin seemed to draw a smile out of Hibari.
ちょっとお父さんとお話ししてくるわ
I'll
ね
talk to Dad about it. As Hibari said that, Kotori began looking around for someone. What's wrong? Bet you she's looking for Amane, the same person I'm always looking out for. Kotori sped her wheelchair over to the person she was looking for. Hell yeah. Amane.
ん
いやー、小
Hey,
鳥。
Kotori.
見ててく
Did
れ
you
た
see it?
ああ、見てたぞ。あんまり高いからよく見えなかったけどな。
Yeah, I did. You were a bit high to see too much, but I did see it.
飛んだよ私たちモーニンググローリー
We flew right through the morning glory. Yeah.
すごく綺麗だったあまねちゃんにも見せてあげたかった
It
な
was so beautiful. I wish you could have seen it too.
私はいいよ。雲の上から下を見るなんて想像しただけでゾッとするぞ。
I'm good. I shudder at the thought of being up that high.
なんでよあまねちゃんの夢だったんでしょ
What? No way. Isn't it your dream to fly?
私じゃない。イスカの夢
It's
だ。
not mine. It's Iska's.
それにもう叶った。君たちが叶えてくれ
Plus,
た。
it came true. You all helped make it come true.
イスカと飛ぶはずだったあのグライダーをあの場所まで運んでくれたんだから。
You flew the glider that was supposed to take Iska up to those clouds. Kotori gave me a timid look. Her eyes seemed to be asking what was going on. I answered with a nod and a smile. Kotori grinned.
じゃあこれでいいんだね
Well then, I guess it all worked out then.
ありがとう。
Yeah.
小
Thanks to
鳥
you guys.
葵くん。
As Amane cracked a smile, Kotori broke into full laughter.
ねえ
Hey,
葵
Ally. Yeah?
ちょっとの間だけ東京に帰るね
I'm gonna go back to Tokyo for a little bit. That's a good idea. Let your parents spoil you for a while. I will.
寂しいからって浮気しちゃダメよ
Don't fool around on me just because you're lonely. Like I'd do that. Hell yeah.
お父さんどうした
Dad,
の
what's wrong?
いつの間にか小鳥は自分の居場所を自分で作っていたん
In
だ
the
な。
blink of an eye, you've made a home of your own.
そうね梶ヶ浦の人たちはみんな親切でいい人ばかりよ
Yeah, everyone here in Kazagura seems really nice. A whole lot of good people.
あ
Yeah.
あ私たちはもっと強くならないといけないのかもしれな
Wow,
い。
he's full on come around, dude. Hell yeah. We probably should have been stronger about this.
小鳥を見守る親として
And trying to be a parent that protected her.
小さなカゴの中に押し込めてしまうにはあの子の翼は大きすぎるんだ。
I kept trying to keep her like a bird in a small cage. Her wings were far too big for it, though. That's right.
いつまでも悲しんでばかりはいられないわ私たちも前へ進まないと
I don't want to keep this suffering going on forever. We need to move on. Hell yeah. This is the best happily ever after ever. Her family even had a realization that they can't keep acting like this. Yeah.
お父さんお姉ちゃん早く帰ろ
Dad, Habari, let's go home.
う帰りまし
Okay,
ょう
let's go. All
あ
right.
あ
Hey, that's a best well-rounded ending ever. Nice. With that, Kotori got into the car and the family drove off. However, since our suspension was issued to the last day of summer vacation, she stayed home throughout it. The days passed. They certainly did. Kotori, wake up. Breakfast is ready already. Hey, Kotori. He's like, get up, woman.
おはよう今何時
Good morning. What time is it? 7:42. What? Breakfast ready. Come on, get changed and come eat. Okay.
いただきます
Breakfast time. Fully awake, Kotori began to shove her breakfast down her throat.
はいあ
Hey,
と
Hat.
ここ
Hat went over to Kotori and started eating something. I know you don't like vegetables, but don't feed him. I know you don't like vegetables, but don't feed him to Hat.
急いでるから
I'm in a hurry. How'd you sleep in late? Didn't you set your alarm?
久しぶりに学校行けると思ったら興奮しちゃって昨日の夜よく眠れなかったの
Well, it's been so long since I went to school that I got a little excited. I couldn't sleep at all last night. Apparently, by the time she was able to get to sleep, she went ahead and slept right through the alarm. Today, our suspension was finally over. Our extra long-term summer vacation was now over, and our second semester was starting late.
おはようございます小鳥
Good
先
morning,
輩
Kotori.
おはようございますハバネ先輩
Hey, Kotori. Good morning.
おはよう双子シスターズ今日もよく似てるわね
Good morning, you two. You're looking a lot alike as always.
お寝坊ですか珍しいですね
Did you sleep in late? That's not like you.
体内時計が狂ってるみたいなのよ定額になって単位落としてるのに遅刻とかしちゃシャレになん
My
ない
internal
わ
clock is all messed up. Getting suspended and failing classes is one thing, but being late is not an option. You've got a little bit of bedhead. I pointed this out to her as she was shoveling food into her mouth.
うーん
With bowl and chopstick still in hand, she leaned her head towards me. Oh, you're hopeless. Grabbing a brush from the bathroom, I started to fix Kotori's hair. Huh, you've got really nice hair.
そうでしょう。自慢のサラサラヘアですから。
Yes, I do. I've got some amazingly silky smooth.
引っかかってる。
Ow! Hey, don't pull it. Sorry.
もう注意してよね。葵だって嫌でしょ。私の髪が枝毛だらけになっちゃったら。
Be careful. You wouldn't like it if I did it to you. My hair is gonna get split ends. That would be terrible.
相変わらず容赦のないベタベタっぷりね。朝から殺意を催しそうだな。
Alright, calm down, Yoru. Whoa. Anyway, look at these two getting all touchy-feely as ever. It gets me all worked up first thing in the morning.
ああ、いいと思うな私。ちょっと羨ましいけど。
Oh, that's probably not what she meant by getting worked up. That's probably not what she meant by that. Anyway, really, I think it's great. I'm a little jealous myself.
ごちそうさま。
That was good. I'll clean up. You go get ready. Come on, there's no time. Roger. I got behind Kotori's wheelchair as we exited the building. Let's go. Hold on tight.
飛ばせ
Let's fly.
ー。待ってくださいよ、先輩。
Hold up. Aoi, Yori, or Kotori. Sorry.
そして相変わらずの無茶っぷり。
Just
エネルギーが有り余ってるわね。
sorry, too fast. Just as crazy as always. Those two are way too energetic. Yeah, you know, some things don't change. Going back to school for the first time in what felt like ages, we were greeted as if we were heroes.
ソアリング部だ。
Hey, it's Soaring Club.
ハバネさんたち帰ってきた。
Kotori and everybody are back.
何
What?
写真見たよ。すごい綺麗だ
I
った。
saw the pictures. It was beautiful.
私らも呼んでほしかった。
You should have invited us too. The entire class began to gather around us. Suddenly, a huge crowd had formed as students from the other classes made their way in as well.
おはよう、お二人
Good
さん。
morning, you two.
アゲハ、これなんだ
Agaha, what's going on?
定額になってる間に私らのことが話題になってたみたい。
Seems like we became a hot topic while we were out on suspension.
こないだ見に来てた人の中にうちの学校の新聞部もいたらしくて
It
さ。
seems that when all those people came to watch, a few from the school newspaper came as well.
ついでに飛岡先生に逆らって定額ってのが新鮮で刺激的だったみたいよ。
Turns out, us going against Tabioka and getting suspended was something new and exciting. Students rarely got suspended from our school. It's not really a school where the bad kids go. Most students have fun and trouble-free years. However, Mr. Tabioka's hatred is well known, and us getting suspended was talked about like a heroic story.
ようやく時代が私たちに追いついて
I
きた。
guess our time has finally come. Don't get too cocky. Being suspended isn't something to be proud of.
分かってるわよ。気分よ。
I know. I'm not entirely serious.
ところで部長、その騒ぎのおかげで入部希望者が続々と集まってるんです。
By the way, thanks to all this uproar, we're getting tons of new membership applicants. What? Kotori's eyes sparkled.
どうする？部員入れる
What
気あ
should we
る
do?
の？
Should we let him join?
いいわ。ただし生半可な気持ちじゃダメよ。
That's fine, but if they are not passionate, they are out.
ほほう。という
Which
と
means
入部資格は空に恋してるかどうか。そうじゃない人は残念だけど仲間とは認められな
the
いわ。
one qualification is having a love for the sky. Without that, sorry, but I cannot permit you into the club.
そんなやつはあんただ
You're
け
the
だ。
only one who feels that way. That's right. Don't lump us in with that. Don't lump us in with that. It's embarrassing.
なんでよ。みんな恋してないの？
What? What do you guys mean you don't love the sky? Yeah, they love the friendship, man. That's why they're there, for the team, for the family. That's nice. Let's put aside Kotori's silly talk for a second. The Soaring Club is in a strange position right now. It goes without saying that Mr. Tabioka has been working to keep the Soaring Club abolished. It was originally supposed to have gone smoothly. However, the situation has changed. Morning Glory became a local news story in Kazagura. It was quite different from the one 27 years ago when the internet and digital cameras weren't widespread. Even a number of videos taken by the crowd ended up on the TV news. So, when this strange cloud was flown through by the students in a homemade glider, what about that? While we were suspended, the local news media contacted the school about doing coverage. This led to the principal as well as the directors learning a lot about the details about what we did. Especially the chairman of the board, that is, Asa Yoru's grandfather, seemed to be appreciative of all the praise the school was getting. And as a result, the abolishment of the club was postponed. A lot of views came up, such as inviting in specials from outside the club as well as getting more help. The school itself would seem to be expanding into the aerospace engineering studies, as well as that very likely played a part as well. It wasn't just the teachers. The students who came to watch that day also started up a petition against abolishing the club. In the petition, Akari had written all that we had done throughout the year and everything that had led up to that flight. On the one hand, I couldn't believe that she had written that report, but on the other, it felt great to have her as an ally. Because of this, we found ourselves placed into a strange position, however. Having performed a major objective like flying through the morning glory, we didn't really have our next goal. All these things were protecting us from the commotion. That's true. Gotta figure out what the new direction is, man.
いいんじゃないかな。新入部員興味持ってくれてるん
I
な
think
ら。
having new members would be fine, just as long as they really are interested.
そうよね。これからは今までみたいにシャニムに頑張るって感じじゃなくなるだろうし。
Yeah, from now on, we don't have to work as crazily as we used to. Wouldn't a laid-back soaring club be just as good? That is, of course, if the club can still exist. After school that day, as we were chatting, we were going down the hill to leave, we saw a familiar face in front of the elevator. Amane!
いやあ、君
Ah,
た
it's you
ち。
guys.
こんに
Hi.
ちは。
Amane and Akari were chatting.
何してるの？
What
ハ
are
マ
you
ネち
doing,
ゃん。
Amane?
違うぞ小鳥。あまねちゃんではなく望月先生。
No, no, Kotori, you need to call me Mochizuki-sensei.
新型風車開発プロジェクトの特別講義が今日からだったのよ。
The lecture on the new wind turbine project started today.
ああ、例の。
Oh yeah, that. Are you taking pictures for? Are you taking the class, Akari? Yes.
Eh.
Only a limited number of students could get in. It was very competitive, but not surprising that Akari got in.
うーん。あまねちゃんも偉くなったもん
Amane's
ね。
become pretty bossy too.
あんたはいつまでも偉そう
You're
だ
one to
な。
talk. I heard about the petition, Akari. Thanks for all your help.
礼を言われるほどのことでもないわ。私は私の信念に基づいて行動しているだけだ
You
か
don't
ら。
have to thank me. I'm just doing what I thought was right.
あれだけの実績を残した部がなくなるなんて、慶風学園にとって損失以外の何物でもありませんからね。
The end of a club that is that productive would be nothing other than a loss for Keifu. Because Kotori seemed proud of what Akari was saying. She had received a lot of compliments today and was starting to get cocky.
じゃあ、あまねちゃん顧問続けてよ。また一緒に飛びたい。
Well then, Amane, you should keep on being the advisor. We can fly together sometime.
それはごめんだ。
Sorry, but I'm gonna have to pass. Amane spoke bluntly and laughed. Kotori frowned.
なんでよ。
Why?
もう飛ぶのはこれ
I've
だ
had my fill of flying.
それに私も一応大人だから責任は取らないといけない。
Plus, since I'm an adult, I have to be the one who's responsible. Amane was the one who took responsibility for Kotori's accident. Basically, the Soaring Club was losing its representative. It was unfortunate, but probably for the best. This would take away all of her responsibility for the glider.
寂しい。
Well, that's no good.
でも君たちが飛び続けるなら時々覗かせてもらうつもりだ。
If you guys keep flying, I'll be sure to come watch you once in a while.
君たちと何かするのは楽しいからね。
Doing stuff with you guys is pretty fun. Amane's honesty shocked us. Akari actually seemed a bit jealous of us.
じゃあな
See
君
you
た
guys
ち。
later.
さようなら、先
Goodbye,
輩。
Kotori.
またね、望月先生。
Take care of Mochizuki-sensei. Goodbye. Man, she should try not to distance herself from us so effectively. She should stay with the group, stay with the family. We're back. We headed directly back to the dorm after school.
わわ。ただいま、ハット。今おやつあげるから
Hey,
ね。
Hat, I'm gonna go get your snack.
はあ。
Kotori headed off to the dining hall to get Hat's food. Seems like we're the first ones back. Even though we were on suspension for a while, the students in my dorm tend to take the long way home or have clubs. Usually no one is around at this time. Returning to my room, I put down my bag and started changing out of my school uniform. I'm sure it sure is hot in September. Guess I'll change my t-shirt.
ち
All of a sudden, Kotori was peeking through my slightly open door. Hey, when did you become a peeping Tom?
いいじゃないちょっと
There's
くらい
nothing wrong with a little looking. If everyone allowed this, Japan would become a pervert's paradise.
部活がないと
It
暇
sure
ね
is boring without the club. Saying this, Kotori begins poking through my bookshelf. That's because we pretty much spent every free minute in the club this year. I didn't realize how busy it kept us until it was suddenly gone. Busy, sure, but it was so very fulfilling. So as we talked, I decided to just change my T-shirt.
ちー
She's like, stare. What? Kotori was looking at my naked upper body.
いやなんか前よりムキムキになってない
Nothing really, but have you gotten more muscly? Have I? I wasn't sure how to respond, but I couldn't help but be a little happy. Actually, while I've been suspended from school, I started cycling again.
そうなの
Really? That day I chased after you, I really overdid it though. My knee started hurting again. Kotori began to look extremely worried. I went to the hospital, got it checked out. They said it was nothing to worry over. They said as long as I didn't overdo it, it'd be all right for me to ride. It'd be fine as long as I didn't race, they said. So since I haven't been getting much exercise, I just started going out on little excursions.
へえ
Ah, there's really nothing else to do. The school is still deciding what to do about the soaring club, and the winch is still being repaired. All we can do is wait. Letting out a sigh that said nothing about her feelings, Kotori stared at my bicycle in the corner of my room. How was home?
うんまあまあだ
Okay,
ね
I guess. I still hadn't heard the details of her time home. Kotori only came back last night. This was the first time we were together since then. How's your mother doing?
もうすっかり元気倒れたって聞いた時はびっくりしたけどうちのお母さん大げさなところあるか
Yeah,
ら
that's what I thought. She's perfectly fine now. I was really surprised when I heard she collapsed, although I guess she does tend to overreact.
私の顔見た1時間後にはキッチンに立ってご飯作ってたわよ
Exactly, that's exactly what I thought. And less than an hour after she saw me, she was back up on her feet and cooking.
まったく人の気も知らない
She
で
has
しょ
no consideration for anyone else. This is the mother who Kotoria decided to quit school and go home for. Well, that's just because she worries about you, right? Did you talk to her about the glider?
全部話したわそしたらまた倒れそうになって
I
た
told her everything. After that, she collapsed again. Sheesh.
でもまあお父さんもひばり姉も加勢してくれてなんとか納得してくれたようなそうでもないような
But Hibari and my dad helped me out. Now she's kind of okay with it. Well, maybe not entirely.
もうちょいかかるかな
It'll probably take some more time, I think. Considering how she sounds, I doubt she'll be so easily persuaded. The only thing to do is to keep being persistent. And they're gonna let you stay here?
そこはバッチリ何せお父さんがそうした方がいいって言ってくれた
Yep.
から
Actually, my father said it would probably be best for me to stay. Wow. Hard to believe he'd say that after how much he wanted to take her back home.
モーニンググローリーの奇跡のような光景を見てきっと心が洗われたのね
Having seen something as miraculous as the morning glory will definitely have shown him the truth. She was completely serious. I guess that could be the case. That view did bring out an excitement in some people from deep down within. But in this situation, witnessing your daughter reach a goal would be a bigger thing, I think.
その代わり私が定期的に帰省することとお父さんたちが時々こっちに遊びに来ることになったから
So, in exchange for me staying, I have to go home every so often, and my family are going to come here too and see me once in a while too. Really? Well, that's good, especially since you're not that far of a drive away. Yeah.
それとお父さんがね葵のことを褒めてた
And my father was saying nice things about you. About me. She nodded.
彼はなかなか見どころのある若者だって
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing. He was saying that what a promising young fellow you were.
お母さんも会ってみたいって言ってたから今度連れてきてもいい
My mother also said she wants to meet you. Will you come with me next time? Oh, yeah, sure.
きっと気に入ると思うわ葵背が高くてかっこいいから
I'm sure she'll love you. You're tall and so good looking. I'm gonna meet her mother. Even though I know it's just a simple meeting, it still makes me nervous.
この間この自転車に乗ってる葵初めて見たけど
Recently was the first time I saw you riding your bicycle.
超かっこよかったしびれるくらい私の王子様って感じ
You looked so amazing. I had goosebumps. You really are my prince.
また好きになっちゃったわ
I fell in love with you all over again. She turned red and started to look nervous.
あんまりかっこいいからこの間なんて夢に見ちゃったくらい
In
よ
fact, you looked so amazing that you actually started to appear in one of my dreams recently. Really? What kind of dream?
それは内緒です。
Oh, it's that kind of dream. I'm sorry I asked. That's a secret. What? You won't tell me?
ダメ、企業
No,
秘密。
company secret. What company? Kotori came closer and gazed at me.
こんなかっこいい男の子が私の彼氏だなんてまだ信じられないわ。
I still can't believe that I have such an amazingly good-looking boyfriend.
何かの手違いじゃないか
I
しら。
still wonder if it's not some kind of mistake. What do you mean mistake? Do you think I don't care about you?
じゃあ会えない間に私の夢見た？
Well, did you dream about me when we were apart?
見てないんだ。やっぱり好きじゃないん
You
だ。
didn't. I knew you didn't care about me. I did, of course I did.
じゃあなんで即答できないわけ？別に私に恋焦がれてなかったんでしょ？
Well, then why did it take you so long to answer? You really don't love me at all, do you? That's after saying she couldn't say anything because of it being a company secret. Perhaps I got a little stubborn myself. However, Kotori looked at me with teary eyes.
本当に見た？
Did you really dream about me? I did, really.
どん
What
な
was the
夢？
dream? Well, it was, I kneeled down and looked Kotori in the eyes. He's like, are you sure? I kissed her. This kind of dream.
それだけ？
Just that? Are you saying you don't know what happened?
わかんないの？
Of course not. I brought her body close to mine. She's like, whoa! He's like, look, Isaac, I'll get into it if you really want me to, but like, I assume you could read through, like read my eyes. Tell me, yeah, it was that kind of dream, all right? Kotori hugged me back. You win, you win. When I met you in my dream, this is what you did, just as strong as you are right now.
嬉しくて死にそう。
I'm so happy I could die. What about your dream?
私も同じ。夢の中でもこんな感じ。幸せで死にそうだったわ。
It was the same. My dream was just like this. I was so happy that I could die. This isn't a dream. I'm here.
私も
And I'm here too. I'm really happy.
私も幸せ。うわ好きすぎてどうにかなっちゃいそう。
I'm happy too. Oh, I love you so much I don't know what to do. Look at her cute little face, dude. She's so adorable. It just hit me how adorable she was. I was like, with her little smile, I can't take it. Kotori, whatever happens, I'll still love you. You don't have to worry.
ずっと好きでいてく
Will
れ
you
る？
really? Of course I will.
私
Me
も
too. Kotori,
葵
all of our emotions flew through our kiss. Aww. That's so wholesome. That's adorable.
葵大好
Oh, Aoi, I love you. Aww. That's adorable. They need to take their group picture of the bigger group, man. Hat cheerfully pecked around in the garden grass.
き。ハット行くよ。
Hat,
それ。
let's go. She began to spray water from the hose at the duck.
気持ちよさ
He
そう
sure。seems happy. When Kotori had finished, Hat waddled over next to her. I sat down as well. At that moment, we both looked up to see clouds slowly drifting across the blue sky. I want to fly. Me too. Whenever I look up into the sky, I get that feeling, especially when I'm with Kotori.
ねえ葵。あの時迎えに来てくれてありがとう。
Hey, Aoi, thanks for coming for me then. No problem.
サイに気づいてくれないんじゃないかって思ってた。
Well, like, if he had missed it, who could blame him? She just gave him this, like, nondescript, regular-ass paper airplane, and he's just supposed to remember. Like, man, if a girl ever tries to send me a message of any kind, she'd better, like, type up a paragraph or something, or, like, landing lights for a real airplane, because, like, I am not that smart. Like, you know, if that type of thing had happened to me, I'd be like, I have no idea what to do with this. And I would have, and if it ever occurred to me, it would have occurred to me months later or years later. I'd be like, oh crap, dude, I think she was telling me that I should go get her or whatever. You know, I'd be like, you better send me a call or a text or a letter or something that's spelled out what you want from me. I'll happily do it, but I will never effectively read between the lines because the voices in my head will make it a much worse story than whatever your intentions were, okay? Just like, I can't have no ability to do that, I'm telling you, man. Anyway, I thought maybe you hadn't noticed my sign. She was talking about the SOS she had sent, the plain nondescript paper airplane. Wow, like verbatim, that's what I said. I didn't get it at first, but then I remembered the first time we met.
本当はあんなサイン出すつもりなかったんだけどけど気がついたら紙飛行機を折ってお姉ちゃんに渡してた。
Honestly, I wasn't planning on doing that, but then I thought of it and made the airplane to give to Hibari. Kotori asking me to help her was basically her choosing flying over her family. That is not something she could have done. Instead, she put her feelings into that paper airplane and had me go get her.
葵が気づいてくれたおかげでモーニンググローリーを飛ぶことができた。
I was able to fly through the morning glory thanks to you realizing that.
もし葵がいなかったら私は今ここにいないだろうし、
If it weren't for you, Aoi, I wouldn't be here right now.
多分空を見上げることももうできなくなってたと思う。
And I probably wouldn't be able to look at the sky anymore. Why? That's the one thing she said she could do.
きっと高い高い空を見上げるたびに飛べない自分を思い知らされてたと思う。
Well, every time I look up high into the sky, I'd remember that I couldn't fly.
そうしてそのうち見上げることもやめてしまってたと思う。
So in that case, I decided that I just wouldn't look up anymore.
でももう私は飛んだし自分は飛べるんだって知って
But I
る。
flew. Now I know I can fly.
他の普通の人たちよりも少しだけ大変かもしれないけどね。
It might be harder for me than for other people, but I took back my future. Yeah. At some point, Kotori had begun looking straight up at the apex of the sky. It felt like Kotori was always looking up higher than I was. Noticing her doing this, I set my eyes at the same spot hers were looking at. I had to be thankful for Kotori as well.
それでね、実
And
はね
well, actually, Kotori was suddenly mumbling.
もう一つお話ししなきゃいけないことがあ
There's
る
one
の。
more thing I want to talk to you about. The timid look on her face caused me to brace myself. Did something happen while you were at home? Something had happened.
なんかね、見つかったらしい
Well,
の。
we found one. Found what?
手術できる病院
A
が。
hospital that can do the surgery. Huh? At first I didn't know what she was talking about. But then I realized a moment later I could barely believe it. By surgery, you mean... I looked down at Kotori's legs. She nodded. She then stretched out an arm towards me. I took her hand in my own. It was trembling slightly. Are you scared? Kotori nodded.
もしダメだったら確率 0% になっちゃう
If
の。
it doesn't work out, that means I'll never be able to recover. Losing the possibility of recovery was the same as losing all hope. It would be better to have that hope, even if it wasn't real. It's okay, I'll be there with you. Nothing will change, even if it's not a success. Well, see, and that's kind of where I'm sitting. Like that's where my thoughts are too. It's like, look, if it doesn't work, then nothing's different. Like you're still in the same wheelchair. Like, you know, like either worst case, nothing changes and you're in the same spot you were in before, or it works and you can walk again. Like even if it's not like you can't like you know, it's not like unassisted. Maybe you have to use a cane or like a brace of some kind for the rest of your life. But you could use your legs to some degree. Like that would be an improvement. I don't know. So you know, like I'm just saying that like at worst case, nothing's any different. But Kotori shook her head.
無理よ。
That's impossible. Why?
アメリカ
Because
だ
it's
か
in
ら
America. Huh?
手術を受けるにはアメリカに行かなきゃいけ
In
ない
order to
の。
have the operation, I'll have to go to America. Oh, I see. For a moment, I thought about going with her.
怖いけど頑張ってくるね。
I'm scared, but I have to do it. Her tone was anxious as she gazed at me with tear-filled eyes.
私やっぱり葵と手をつないでデートしたいから。
Because I want to go on a date with you where we can walk hand in hand. I was shocked to hear this news, shocked to the point of trembling, but I concealed my feelings and held Kotori's shaking hand. Well, I would just tell her, and you know I will be here waiting for you when you get back, or whatever, you know what I mean? However, the surgery would not be performed right away. Kotori's situation wasn't urgent, and since it was a famous doctor, there was a waiting list. In the meantime, Kotori got her passport and school leave sorted out. She went to America 2 months later. The surgery was a success. The feeling had returned to Kotori's legs. Knowing the chance of success, it was nothing short of a miracle. However, the real challenge was only just beginning. After returning home, she began her days of grueling rehabilitation. Once again, she was feeling the pains of not being able to do things she could once do. However, Kotori Hibane is not the sort to give up that easily. After months of rehab, she was able to stand herself up on crutches. During that time, we became seniors, and the new freshman started at Keifu. Hell yeah! Wow! I did not expect that. That's quite the twist. Then, just around the time when summer was about to start, So this is like a while later because they're seniors now. Today is my first flight in a long time. When I arrived at the runway, someone was already waiting there. Oh my god! She's standing up, dude! Standing there on crutches, she looked more like an adult than a girl. After a sudden wind blew her long hair, she tucked it behind her ears. She looked completely natural. But her eyes were just like that of a child. An impatient look twinkled in her eyes as she gazed at the far-reaching horizon. I want to fly right now. I heard it in my head as real as day. Aoi! Hey, you're already here.
コンディションを見ておこうと
Yeah,
思
I
って
thought I'd see how the conditions were. Seems pretty good.
気持ちのいい風が吹いてきたわいいサーマルも出てそうだし
It does. There's a real nice wind blowing. There should be a good vertical draft, too.
絶好のフライト日
This is the
和ね
best opportunity to fly. Yeah. The end of summer is the one time of the year when vertical drafts are most likely to occur. The clear day like today really is the best for flying. You're gonna fly today, right? Yep.
1年どもに空を飛ぶことの何たるかを教えてやらないといけない
I've
か
got
ら
to
ね
teach those freshmen what flying really is. Ah, quit it with the sappy talk. It's annoying. What?
嘘なんでよ
Well, you know, there just aren't many people like you who can say they love the sky.
最近の
Oh,
若い
kids
の
these
は
days. 3 years younger than us, and you sure can feel the generation gap.
私らも年取
We
った
sure
わ
are
ね
getting old. Oh, shut up. Shut up. Don't you dare talk about age. Don't talk to me about old. I'm in my mid to late 20s. Don't talk to me about old. 18 doesn't mean crap. They're whatever, 17, 18, somewhere in there right about now. They don't know anything about what old feels like. Talk to me when you're 28, then we'll talk. And then even then, my dad would be like, don't talk to me when you're 52 or whatever. I'm just saying, like, the 18 is not old. You're just barely not a baby anymore. It was a joke, but it had been 2 years since we first met. Oh, that's true. So many things happened during that time. Too many things. It's impossible to believe all the things that happened in only 2 years. Yeah, it was quite the 2 years.
後輩らにもちゃんと教えてあげなくちゃ私らが空に憧れたような熱い気持ち
There's a
を
lot of
さ
stuff we need to teach the new kids. The passion and learning and yearning for the sky. Oh yeah, that's right. The dream handed down from Amane. We spent that entire year with one goal in our mind, and yet it was a completely irreplaceable year. One of the dreams had been realized. However, the sky still went on higher and higher without end. By the way, Amane said she'd come by today to watch.
本当によーしいいとこ見せなくちゃ
Really? Alright, we've got to show her what we can do. The grass waved as the wind cut through the runway. The wind blowing over the lake was one unique to Kazagura. Our wings gave us the power to fly.
ランウェイイズクリ
Runway's clear.
アウィンチ準
Winch
備
is
完
ready
了
to go. Preparations are all done here.
よーし行くわよ
Okay,
小鳥
Kotori, let's go.
いいわよ
Alright, let's take off. Hell yeah. We're flying. We spread our white wings and flew towards anywhere underneath the vast blue sky. Hell yeah. Aw, hell yeah. That's awesome. 14 episodes later, we have finished Kotori's Route. That feels good, man. Feels good, man. John feels good, man. Hey, look at that. I got some achievements, dude. You guys aren't gonna be able to see this because I don't have the settings enabled, so you can see my overlay. But all right, we have Completionist, which is complete the game for the first time. And then we have, I think the other one was like Cool something or other. There he is, Cool Alul. Complete the Kotori Route. Man, she's never gonna live that down, dude. The running gag for so long. Anyway, wow, we did it. We completed Kotori's Route. That's so exciting. We went on like an hour and 10 minutes longer than I assumed we were going to. However, I will say this though. It is also my Friday, so I felt better about doing that than normal. So, that's it for the Kotori Route. 14 episodes. That was so much longer than I thought that was going to be honest with you. I foresaw this being a fairly short, even if there was lots of routes, but yeah, that was one route. So keep in mind that obviously everything that's not a choice is skippable. So that's like the first 6 or 7 episodes or something. And then I'm certain that there's lots of repeats, especially in the later part of the game, like the last stretch of them like flying and Kotori's thing, and I'm willing to bet there's lots of repeats there too. So the routes going forward will be a lot shorter. Now let me go ahead and double check here while we're all on screen at the same time. Let me just, I realize you guys, you might see flickering as I alt-tab and stuff, but stick with me. So the next route is Amane. Amane's route is next. I'm stoked, to be honest. She's obviously my favorite character, so I am very excited for Amane and Agaha too. And especially, like, I really like Asa and Yoru, actually. When she came around, she was actually super likable too, so that feels very, very good. Anyway, so yeah, that feels very, very good. But yeah, so next route is Amane. So keep in mind, like I said, that the routes going forward will be shorter because all the repeats are skippable. And that makes a lot of difference, obviously. That makes a lot of difference. So very excited for the next route. Now, like I said, we will be taking a break from this game because I need to recharge the old reading out loud batteries a little bit. So we will be taking a small break. We'll be doing another playthrough. It wouldn't surprise me at all if there was some kind of recording tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. Normally I work Saturdays. I have tomorrow off. Today is my Friday because of the training crap I did earlier this week. So my weekend is actually a 3-day weekend and a little bit longer than normal. So that feels very, very good. And so tomorrow is Saturday. I don't totally know what I'm doing tomorrow. However, it would not at all surprise me if there was some kind of recording. That would not be weird at all. So you can keep your eyes peeled for that. For most likely, if I do record tomorrow, they will probably be at least part 1, because I'll probably be pretty excited to get to whatever game we are going to play next. So that will probably, if I record tomorrow, that is a very likely. And of course, Need for Speed will keep going. Now, once we finish whatever game we do next, then we will pop back on and do Amane's route. Now, if the routes are short enough, or if I'm feeling like charged enough, then we'll jump right into the next route after we finish Amane, which will actually be Agaha. So that's another really good one I'm really excited for. But if I'm not like there, if I need another break, then maybe we'll be doing a playthrough between each route, depending on how long they go and how tired I am and everything else. So the next game, I don't know what it is. I'm kicking around a few ideas, but I don't have anything locked in. So by the time tomorrow rolls around, if we do record, then I'll have that figured out. So here's hoping I can figure that out. Anyway, regardless though, all in all, this game is fun. I did really enjoy it. The story's very good. The characters are very good. The translation actually came back around, which is weird. It had this little zone, like, I don't know, like, whatever, at the 60 to 70% mark, like, or just as a guess, there was this weird translation problem where translation wasn't great, but then it came back around for the last part of the game, so I don't know. So that was kind of goofy, but regardless, the game and the story is great. The romance is super wholesome and super cool. There was really good feels throughout the story, but it ended well, and the characters are all very well written, and I love it a lot. And I love how like all the feels that float around, especially when referring to the morning glory and how they called it like this miracle, and like that's so accurate. Like when you see a sight that's so breathtaking that only nature could possibly hope to replicate it, you know? Like you do, like you do feel something, a stirring of the soul, you know? I saw Carlsbad Caverns in person, and it was soul stirring. It was awesome, and it's not like, oh, you know, this is pretty cool. Like this is something you're never maybe you'll see it again, maybe if you go back, but this is like a world wonder. This is something like so much more important and lasting and touching than your everyday average stupid life rat race that you have to live in. You know what I mean? Like it just feels so much more important. And so something like this, like that morning glory sight and stuff like that is exactly what I'm talking about. That it just feels it's so much more important than your average just stupid crap that you have to go through for your life. And I don't know, it's just really, really cool, very touching, and I love that a lot. So very excited for the next route, and I will iron out exactly what we're going to replace this game with, and we will jump into that tomorrow if I record, most likely. And looking forward to, keep on keeping on. Anyway, that is going to call it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the content today, and we will talk to you guys later.